There's a time a mortar landed where I was stood.
Oh, shit.
That was in Afghan, and we got mortared. It was the first time we got mortared, and the first I was out. There's like a little patch of garden. Afghans like to have these little garden things that they're really proud of. Yeah. And I was washing some clothes and hanging it up in this little garden.
Oh, so you weren't even fucking hell.
This is downtime, and someone decided to mortar us.
Fucking hell.
And the first one landed. There's a wall, maybe, I don't know if my memory serves me right, probably where that wall is there. So 5 meters away. Yeah. It landed on the other side. So the wall protected me from the splash.
Right. It's me, Paul Mort. And producer Mac is also here. We're in the fucking big smoke. Come on!
Hey, what a journey, eh?
I know. And today we are talking shit with Mr. J. Morton. Jay, what are you saying?
Good, guys, you alright?
Mate, I'm very, very excited. So, me and Jay have just been talking about podcast interviews, and I said, I'm going to ask him some questions that he's never been asked. So we don't have to do the intro thing, because if you're listening, you'll know we've already done it. So Jay doesn't have to tell us why he joined the SAS, why he did all that shit, because you can find all of that out in his book, Soldier, which is available in all good bookstores.
Not now, though, because they're all closed.
Well, mate, I tried to get it on the way here, and they didn't have it.
You can get it Asda, Tesco's, Amazon, Waterstones.
I love it.
There you go.
Mate, we don't have a Waterstones where we live. The W.H. Smith, where we live, is actually just closed
Do you
down.
have the second-hand bookstore?
We have the second-hand
Do you have the telephone
bookstore.
box? Do you get the telephone boxes?
No.
I live
Tell you
out
what we do
in the
have.
country.
Tell you what we do have. 3 Gregs on Morton Street.
Perfect. And a
Two of them
bargain,
next
bargain,
A bargain.
pound shops.
Pound shops.
That's how you know you're going back up north. You just see them cruising.
Hey, loads of phone shops. Loads of mobile phone shops.
Is there?
Oh, loads.
What, the ones that sell the cases and the weird...
No, not them. Actual phone shops.
Really?
Oh, it's mad, aye. It's mad.
Off it.
All right. Let's get started. My first question for Jay Morton is, are you scared of dying?
Fuck, going in deep, aren't you?
Mate, I'm not pissed. Mate, well, the first question I asked Ollie Ollerton, when we did Ollie, I said, what's the story with Channel 4? So I'm going to let you escape that one for now.
Yeah.
Are you scared of dying?
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, like, I have a good life.
Yeah.
So, yeah, would I want to, like, die and leave this? Not really. But then at the same time, right, if you die, that's it. I'm pretty sure that you don't sit watching what your life could have been.
Yeah.
No.
So it's
The
like...
reason I asked that question because I was listening to the audiobook and you were talking about Everest, right? And obviously you were in the fucking SAS for 10 years and you put yourself in some pretty fucking mental situations. So my first thought was, does this fucker not give a fuck about dying?
Yeah, no, do you know what? I think it's more about just the feeling that you get from
Like
being
living.
close to... Yeah.
That's a really interesting point. Aye.
Like touching the point of what could have been death.
Yeah.
And maybe seeing it and being exposed to it.
I think that's always scary, isn't it? What if? Like, what if I didn't do that? What if I didn't?
Yeah, see, that haunts me more than death, right? Yeah, boredom. Boredom haunts me more than anything else.
Yeah.
Boredom and just having a plain life.
Yeah.
Of just no excitement, no highs and lows.
Yeah.
Lemon and herb Nando's chicken life.
Just getting dragged.
Lemon and herb Nando's.
Yeah.
There's only one person I know who orders that, and that's my 7-year-old daughter.
Wow.
Lemon and herb chickens. Anything else
Send
is
it
too
back for
spicy.
me.
Yeah, is it? Send it back.
Like, you never rub lemon and herb on your chicken at home, do you?
No.
Nah.
It's not a thing.
Nah, it's not. So, Jay, listen, I want to stay on this subject of fear and death and that, right? And I'm sure you cover this in your audiobook, but I haven't got that far yet. And I've been listening to it on 2x speed. Have you listened to yourself? Have you listened to it yet?
No, I have 1.5 max.
I can do
Yeah.
1.2.
Yeah, I can't do 2.
Well, I can talk in
I'm trying
two.
to listen. Yeah.
I can talk in 2. So. I can talk in 2. That's how I can get it through our podcast.
Imagine your audio book.
Oh, fuck me.
2x.
Fuck me, mate. Unbelievable.
In Geordie as well. In Geordie.
It'll
Are you
start
gonna
to sound
record?
Welsh.
You're recording your own, aren't you?
Well, it's nearly done. It'll be out on the 28th of December, actually.
That's good. It's always better when you listen to an audiobook and it's the person who's...
Oh, mate, so much
I
better.
cannot stand those actors that are doing it.
Yeah.
Oh.
And they're so flamboyant, right? It's annoying. Like, you know, not knocking the man, obviously, but listen to Tyson Fury's book and the guy who does that, I'm just like, man, I cannot...
Tyson,
I'm trying to imagine Tyson's voice, but I can't because it's this over flamboyant...
And he has a really strong voice, Tyson, right?
Yeah, he's got a really rececognisable voice that stands out a mile and it's got character in it, depth.
Yeah, busy guy. Yeah. So, I've got no idea what that.
You're talking about fear.
See how good he was changing? You can tell he's used to not giving secrets away because Did you see how quickly he jumped from one subject to the next one? And I haven't even asked him about anything secret yet.
We can do it again if you want. We can do it again.
No editing.
You won't even know. You won't even know.
They call me one take Mort, don't they? I'm not doing anything twice. Fuck that.
Everest in the book.
Everest in the book, fear of death, handling fear. Let's look at that, because you've obviously been in some mad situations in your life, right? What's your whole strategy about handling fear? Is there one?
Did you record your audio book?
I did.
It'll just swerve them off.
I did.
Handling fear. Yeah, I don't know. Do you know what? Like, I try and look at it quite a lot, because I get asked this question quite a bit about fear.
Yeah.
Do you know, like, when you're serving in the military and you're going out on operations?
Yeah.
Like, I don't know, you build a sense of security. So you're going out on you're going out most nights on operations. It's in dangerous territory or whatever.
Yeah.
It's like you don't generally feel fear when you go out. Because you've stacked the odds in your favour. You've got as much firepower that you need to go out on the ground, which is the same with climbing high altitude mountains. It's like you've done all the training, you're prepared. I like to think that I know my limits up there. So like you build this sense of security.
You know
whilst you're doing
what
it.
I'm hearing here is that I love you basically train yourself to deal with it.
Doing the prep.
Yeah,
You've done the prep.
But then what happens is something might happen, right? Like rounds get fired, an explosion goes off, someone slips and falls. That's when like the fear actually creeps in.
Yes.
That's when you go like, fuck, like
that
we're
wasn't
into
in
something
training.
right now. Yeah. So like the whole time you walk, like I like to say, when you climb Everest, you're walking on this tightrope, and it's like, it's super like you've got to balance on there, right? Because if you fall left and right, that's where danger is. But whilst you're on it, you're fine and you're safe.
Yeah.
So it's like you walk in this thin tightrope, and it's like as soon as bullets start flying in a contact or whatever, like that's when fear creeps in. But it creeps in for like 2 or 3 seconds, and then it's like, right, well, you're in this situation, so what next?
I suppose if it wasn't there, like you wouldn't be able to stay safe, would you?
Yeah,
like you wouldn't be able to stay safe. And like the fear's there to keep you alive, isn't it?
And it's your body, right? Your body's saying like, right, we need to get out of this situation, whatever it is.
Yeah.
And people feel fear for all different reasons, right? It's not just being on high, being in high, up in the whatever you call it, or like fear comes in, work, like business, like chatting to chicks, whatever it is. Like that's fear. It's the same reaction in your body.
Yeah. I heard yesterday. Actually, this is crazy. When I was off yesterday, I heard someone say that fear and anxiety are the emotions of growth, and I was like, holy shit,
It's true though.
that's such a great way to look at it. Like when you're anxious, that's your body's feedback telling you you're about to do something that's going to help you grow.
Yeah, of course. Like everyone associates anxiety to bad, negative stuff, right? And it's not like it's like I get anxiety all the time, but I know it's for good stuff, right? Because I don't 100% feel natural doing some of the things that I do, but I know that I should be doing them.
Yeah. It's almost like I say this all the time, like feelings like anxiety, even disappointments and letdowns, they're all like a prerequisite for being successful at anything.
Yeah, massively.
Do you know what I mean?
Do you know what else as well? Like insecurity. Like I find that, and this is my theory, I don't, back me up, whatever.
Yeah.
But I reckon some of the most successful people, or success viewed from other people's eyes, probably have like a deep level of like insecurity or like not self-belief, like what's the opposite of self-belief? Like doubt.
Yes.
Do you know? Because like you almost want you want to work
it.
so hard to get away from that.
Yeah.
That's
Well,
what I find.
I think if you're not doubting yourself, you're probably not playing a big enough fucking game.
Yeah, big.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like you're probably sitting in that area of like I'm certain here.
Yeah, imagine being satisfied with everything that you do. Just living in that world. Just like,
the best thing I've ever
I'm
heard.
so perfect.
Mate. Well, that's a sign that that's definitely a sign that you're playing it safe. Like,
or you're mental.
Possibly. Like, if you didn't have any self-doubt, you'd already be doing the thing that you're talking about. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. You'd already be doing it because you'd be on the self-doubt.
Well, that self-doubt also helps you kind of seek out problems in advance.
Yes.
Kind of. So you're thinking, you're doubting yourself about it, you're thinking about it, and then that's how you come up with these solutions for problems.
Well, mate, if you're
It's a check, isn't it? It's a big check.
It's like an alarm clock.
Yeah.
Like an alarm clock.
Yeah, it's actually, I don't know, I think you probably find this as well. The more times you do this, the more times you feel this anxiety and carry on doing stuff, like, I don't know, it gets exciting, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Like, I start to enjoy that anxiety.
Yeah.
I'm like, I feel it a little bit. And I'm like, right, this means that I've got, I'm creating stories and I'm creating, like, stuff that I want to do.
Yeah. And I remember saying, when I get on the stage, somebody asked me, do you not get nervous before you speak in front of a big crowd? I'm like, well, I do, But I just treat it like that's my mind just making sure that I've practiced enough.
Yeah.
My mind making sure I do a good job.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
But-
Sorry, mate. What were you going to say?
You go.
I was going to change the subject
your
completely
book?
so you could
Did
finish
you-
it. I did do my audible. I did do my audible. Available on the 27th or the 20th
Paul
of
Mort,
December.
everybody.
On the
Round
J
of
Morton
applause.
show. We're on the J Morton show.
No, but it's exactly that, right? You know, getting fear or nervous before you go on stage.
Yeah.
I always find like the fear and the nerves build up way more at the start of something, and then as soon as you go into it, gone.
100%.
Yeah.
I found that with like, you know, if you're jumping out of a plane at night, it's like the build up to that is, you know, because jumping out of a plane at night is pretty fucking scary.
What is
And
that? Is
especially
during the day fine?
During the day, it's fine, right? You're out. It's enjoyable, right? Over the skies of California, you're out, you pull your chute, you can see where everyone is. You're like, yeah, okay, yeah, wind check, whatever.
Yeah.
Check your instruments. Nighttime, pitch fucking black. Can't even see your hand.
But also, he's also not mentioned that he's fucking probably jumping in the fucking war zones and shit. Do you know what I mean? You can't... Do you know what I mean? Like,
book. So tell me.
do you know what as well? You think about it as well, that when you get that fear and anxiety and panic, it's almost like your body's giving you loads of energy to do what
Yeah.
it needs doing. Do you know what I mean?
It's like you said, it's that growth space, right? Because then you got to understand what to do with it. Because it can fucking overwhelm you sometimes.
Yeah.
You can see people going into a flat spin, and that's where people start to flap, right? Like, what am I doing? What kit have I got? Blah blah blah.
Yeah.
Or you can let it settle, right? Just
Yeah.
breathe into it, chill. Have a think about what you're going to do in your brain, and then
Well, that's it. Him, Max an MMA fighter. So if you didn't have that feeling before a fight, you wouldn't put your fucking hands up.
Exactly.
You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
Yeah.
You just walk in without your fucking hands up.
Yeah.
Which I'm sure I've seen you do, but
Second round when I was a bit more confident. Yeah, but no, that's exactly right. Like, it makes sure one that you give a fuck about what you're doing, because if
and your safety.
yeah, and that you're switched on and you're ready for it. Yeah,
It's like MMA, right? It's like everyone thinks, there's probably a big misconception that everyone thinks it's just a bunch of brutes.
yeah.
But they're not, are they? Like,
no, there's a lot of
Mate.
there's a lot
intelligent
of
guys.
Yeah,
And yeah.
Mate, in our gym, they all look like dorks. There's no fucking
Really?
tattoos. No, there's no fucking massive hench
Yeah.
guys. They're just all little fucking nerds. They'll all be listening.
Because that ego gets checked, right? As soon as someone
straight away.
leg kicks you in the face.
Straight away, like we've had Dorman
and
come
you don't
in
like
train.
that. They don't like that, right? Because they're the boss on their door or whatever, and then
Yeah.
as soon
Get
as
their
they
arse
step in-
handed by a little twerp with glasses on and
get
that.
choked out.
Aye. It's mad. So mate, talking of audiobooks, what was the hardest part of doing an audiobook?
Recording it.
What was the hardest part of that though? Because it's not. I just did mine. It's not easy, and that's when I was listening to yours, I was thinking you actually sounded like you quite enjoyed it.
You've got it though, right? Imagine if I sounded like I didn't enjoy it and everyone was listening to it.
yeah.
I think the first day was hard.
Yeah.
First day was really hard. Just getting a flow.
Yeah.
I think once I found that flow, it was all right. But I did the prologue, and I was like, I'm gonna hate this.
Yeah.
Like, this isn't for me.
Yeah.
Because again, like, no one likes the sound of their own voice either.
No, I hate listening back.
Yeah.
Like
But that's
this
what you
is.
sound
I even
like.
think this is weird.
Where you can hear.
It
it.
is a little bit, like with the headphones on and that.
Yeah.
I find it a little bit weird.
Yeah. But like I got that prologue done, and then I was like, I went outside, like got some fresh air, came back in, and I think once you find your flow in reading it, it's fine.
Yeah.
And I actually went back and did the prologue again because I was like, I'm kind of just not happy with
Yeah,
that. And that's
yeah.
the first bit that people listen to in the book, isn't it?
Yeah,
yeah,
So you want
yeah.
that to have some energy to it.
If you sound like you want to get out.
Yeah, and I've got quite my my voice is just quite not monotone, but like it's not. I don't have like one of those up and
up
down
and-
voices.
yeah.
And I
Yeah,
ain't gonna change it for the sake of the fact that you're doing media.
Yeah.
Definitely.
I love it. So I want to cover. I put it on my Facebook this morning. If you were to spend an hour with somebody that's been in the SAS for 10 years, what would you ask them? Mate, I got some mad shit.
Yeah.
You know, the most common thing that I got though was, I thought you weren't supposed to talk about when you were in the SAS. Like, what's the deal with that?
We've not. What have we talked about? Your audio.
My audiobook. Jumping out of a plane
MMA
at night.
fighting.
Jumping out of a plane at night. So what's the deal with that? Like,
Well, you've signed the Official Secrets Act.
yeah,
So you technically can't talk about your time in the Special Forces.
Yeah.
There's a lot of information out on the internet, whether it's factual or not factual.
Yeah.
I generally know like what I can and can't speak about.
Yes.
Like I'm not going to go into what
Yeah,
I've
yeah.
done and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I'll avoid those questions
Yeah.
regardless of whether they're asked.
Yeah.
So like yeah, like, you know, I was in the SAS for 10 years. Like, I'm not going to tell anyone that I was doing that.
Yeah.
That was 10 years of my life.
Yeah.
And like,
That's you.
I won't be on this podcast now. Like, Jay, what did you do? I was, parachute regiment for 4 years. And then for the last 10 years, I've
just fucked around.
I was a baker.
Big as a cake.
Yeah.
I can't.
I can cook one with dynamite in it.
Yeah. But so like, you know, like, I don't know, you might ask a question. Like, I know that there's things that are sensitive that I can't speak about, and that's fine, and we'll never go there. But
Did I hear something that Billy was your? I don't know what the words are. Billy was your gaffer in the SAS.
Nah,
did I hear that?
He left as I joined, I think.
So who's your gaffer? So I'm sure someone said, "Oh, Billy was me gaffer."
Nah,
Is that not you?
Nah, he was. I think he was like D Squadron Sergeant Major, and then
see, that's a long title. That.
Yeah.
What does D Squadron mean? Can you tell me that?
It's just one of the groups.
There's no D. Doesn't stand for anything. Big dicks. The big dicks. Big dicks. The big dick squadron.
He was Sergeant Major Big Dick Company. Have you not seen his piece?
I haven't seen his piece.
There's a prerequisite to get in.
It is.
Yeah.
I'd be fucked. I can jump out of a plane through the day, but not on a night time, and I haven't got a big dick.
No,
What
I
is
wasn't
it like-
in at the same time he was.
Jumping on a night, like what? Do you have? Are you lit up? Like how do you gauge everything? Obviously, I know you've got your altitude checker. Is that the right phrase?
Yeah, you've got like if you do any jump, you've got an altimeter, so that tells you your altitude. You'll have like some instruments that can tell you where you're going,
Right.
so you look at those digital instruments. You'll have like some night vision that you can see.
So you can see
probably like this in front of you.
So you can't see where other people are.
They've got some lights on, different kind of lights.
Right.
So yeah. Do you know like? Do you know what, the guy who's leading it's just got this big flashing light on it? You just
follow him.
You stare at him and you just pray to God that no one bounces into you.
Really?
Pretty much.
Shit. And do you have them?
You're like this, right? The whole
Really?
Yeah.
shit.
When you say night vision, do you have those fucking big goggle things on?
Yeah, like Call of Duty.
Is it?
Sick.
Is it?
Sick.
Someone actually asked me what's his setup on Call of Duty, but you don't play Call of Duty, right? No? Because
I might be getting into it.
Really?
Just to beat James Smith.
that's what I was thinking. I was like, do
He
you know why?
challenged me to a duel.
Do you know why you don't play Call of Duty? Because you're not fucking 17 years old.
No.
You know what I mean?
Warzone.
Like when people say, why don't you have TikTok? I'm like, because I'm not fucking
Yeah.
7.
No.
Yeah.
Warzone's the boy.
I can't do games.
Oh, really? See, I thought because it's a common topic of this podcast of like creative people who need to be busy all the time. Gaming's a good way to kind of soothe
Keep
the
your
mind.
mind active.
Really?
Yeah.
Do you both game?
I don't.
I do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you find that it's a
And
good way to switch off.
switch off. Yeah.
Yeah, 'cause I need something like that.
Yeah.
I struggle to switch off.
Do you?
Funny enough,
Yeah.
that was one of my next questions. What do you normally... You were like train or something to switch off, I bet, though, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Like, I'll go out for a walk. Probably the easiest way to switch off.
Yeah.
Like, just I can't I'm not good at watching TV. Like, I just find it boring.
No, I'm the same.
Yeah.
People ask us to watch a film. I'm like, I'll be clocked out half an hour in.
Yeah, same.
I just
It needs to be a really good film.
Yeah.
a really
Or
good box
do you
set.
find going to a cinema different than...
yes, because I
watching
feel like
it?
that's an event.
Yeah. You go into something. You're generally with someone.
And also, you also got to remember, you don't fuck around on your phone when you're in the cinema. You
Exactly.
get in trouble.
Yeah, you turn out.
You get in trouble. That people start
that breaks it,
popcorn at you.
right? Like if you're watching a film with a mate and he starts like messing around on his phone, it's like
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
What's the point?
Yeah, but yeah, switching off. Yeah,
What
like
game-
working out or something like that's probably a good
Yeah,
switch off for me because
exactly. There's only so much working out.
He has one for you, Mark, right? So I was listening to his podcast and he was talking about, his book, and he's talking about workouts that he did during lockdown. And I told my wife's fit as fuck, right? And I said, here, listen to this. Jay's like, oh, here's a workout that I did. One of them, right, was 200 squats, 200 push-ups, 200 sit-ups, 200 lunges, and 200 burpees. And then he said, oh, but it's okay if you want to make it a little bit easier, just do them 25 at a time. And I'm thinking, fuck me, that would take me all day. I consider myself fit, and I'm thinking, fuck me. Then the other one, he said, oh, I did
That's a
this
good
other.
workout. That's a
He
good
said,
workout.
it's a fucking amazing workout.
Where's your wife get on?
And then he said, one of them was 20 burpees, 400 meter run,
Oh,
19
savage,
burpees, 400
mate.
That's crazy.
That was savage.
Did you have
it on,
sweat
like,
on them?
I did it on like the hottest day of the year. Right, and I had a weighted vest on.
Oh, but the
For
5
some-
kilo. How heavy is the weight of vest?
like,
It'll be 10, 20 kilos high.
Like for some reason, I don't know why. I was just like, I need to sweat, so I put a hoodie on underneath the weight.
Oh,
So I'm like
my
running around my
God.
garden. Probably got like a 100-meter field next to my garden. Just did it there, and yeah, that's horrendous. Because like at the start, 20 burpees is a lot, right? So the run is the break, and then towards the end, you're doing like
shit.
1-2 burpees, and then running. You're like the burpees, the break.
Well, so what's that power down? So start at 20.
So you start at 20 burpees, 400-meter run,
Right.
90 burpees.
Holy
How many
shit.
how many burpees did you say it was? Because I remember you said it was an 8-kilometer run. Is that what you said it ended
in
up as?
total. Yeah, in total, it's 8-kilometer run, and I don't know what the burpees are in total.
Canny few.
A lot.
Canny
Go with
few.
that.
That means quite a lot.
Probably like 300-400 maybe off the top of my head.
Fucking hell. That's some going. Talk to me about this ice bath thing.
Yeah, the burn.
I told my wife about that as well. She was like, is he fucking mental? I said, he is. Well, considering that all I've heard so far is that he was in the SAS for 10 years and he climbed Mount Everest.
They're two tick boxes.
Yeah, the ice bath doesn't seem... Sorry, it's a wheelie bin full of cold water.
I'm going
right?
to change it. The wheelie bin just doesn't...
Mate, I think
Makes it sound less exciting, doesn't
It
it?
gets pressed though.
Yeah, it's
They're like,
good.
why do you get into a bin every morning?
Does it?
Just like, yeah. Like everyone asks me about
It's
it.
the easiest thing to hold water. That's it.
But yeah, right. I've bought... So this company sent me these plastic... I don't know, the bins, but they're bigger. It's like a big bath. And I still use the bin.
Yeah.
Because I can...
Well, it's like neck height, isn't it?
But like it's perfect to get in, and I can just push it over when I need to change the water. Whereas these big like solid things, like I'd have to plug like a hose pipe at the bottom, like have it over a drain to drain it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, the bin's easy.
How are you getting the water in the wheelie bin just with a hose?
Yeah, just hose it up, change it every
Mate, Mac.
month.
Mac, we
There was
should
a few eye rolls there.
I mean, can I just confirm, right? The bin, it's not the rubbish bin.
Yeah,
it's the recycling bin. So it's the one that all the branches, leaves, and all that kind of stuff go in.
Oh, so it's just got... Oh, that's...
So it's not like loads of bin juice at the bottom. Stinky bin
Do you know
juice.
what I keep finding my recycling bin?
Stick of the
dog walkers walking past with fucking putting bags of shit in me recycling bin.
I can't stand that.
Nah.
Do you know what? That is one of my biggest pet hates ever.
Dog shit?
No,
Or bags of dog shit?
dropping rubbish.
Yeah.
Is
Dog
it?
shit. Yeah. Fuck.
I hate people who... It's like just...
It's always the
put it
same
in your
stuff.
pocket.
It's always the same stuff. Like
Greg's wrappers.
mate. Greg's, like cigarettes,
Yeah.
McDonald's, KFC, like cans of Coke,
Yeah,
Ribena. It's always the same stuff.
it is.
It's like you don't get like organic peanut butter jars, or like a bag of oats, or
No,
like
you get fuck all. No, you don't.
you
It's
don't know. It's like
It's mad.
if you look after your body, you generally look after everything else. If you don't look after your body, you generally don't. Look
Don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
Don't give a fuck. Aye. It says a lot about where your energy's at if you have to do that.
Yeah, lack of respect and everything. Right?
It's just
what you do,
fucking
who you're
stupid.
with.
Yeah.
Stupidity. I seen something the other day, so this blew my mind. Remember the whole hoo-ha about plastic straws? You know, when that first kicked off?
Yeah.
And they made McDonald's change.
Did they?
Well, you know the lids? They never changed the lids to cardboard.
It didn't change the lids.
So that's what I'm saying. So they still got plastic lids, but making you drink out of
Do you know what as well, right?
cardboard straws.
Those cardboard straws are fucking shit.
Yeah.
Is that what you're going to say?
Yeah, you can't. What, so that they're no good anyway because they get wet.
Yeah.
But like, I've got a friend, whatever, like, dad owns a recycling company. Apparently, you can't recycle wet cardboard.
Oh my
So
God.
those straws just end up in the. You know,
Wow.
I mean, yeah, they decompose.
By the
pretty better
way,
than plastic.
who the fuck over the age of 12 drinks out of straws?
Yeah, well, McDonald's you have to,
Unless you're doing
taking the lid off.
daiquiri.
Fucking what?
What if you're in the car?
Who was he talking
I did.
about?
I heard.
Who did he say?
I heard daiquiri. What's
Who does he play for?
Yeah, I like it. I like it. I like it.
See, is that's a Brazilian, isn't it? Daiquiri. What actually is that? That's a drink,
I don't
innit?
drink daiquiri as well.
Do you not?
Oh, to drink.
Yeah.
Mate, we've only just got
forget your
Wi-Fi.
Geordies.
I thought it was a person.
We only drink Brew Ale, don't
Skull.
we?
He's still doing skull.
Skull, aye, holy shit.
That's past my time.
Mate, you must have served with some Geordies, did you?
Tetley's. Yeah.
Did it?
Yeah. They tend to lose their accent though.
Really?
Yeah, they're not as strong.
Wow.
But yeah, I did. Yeah, like.
You know why? It's because we're lazy talkers, so they'll probably get snapped into line to actually speak English.
Well,
Yeah, I
here's a
did.
little
Yeah,
story for you.
Mackems and.
Is it you that said, because I say mum now, right? And we just say ma, or mam. And was it you that said a little
Yeah.
piece of you dies every time I say mum?
Yeah,
Really?
all the
Yeah,
time.
tell
I
ma
hear
still.
Ma'am, not well, ma as well. If I'm in the house,
Divinad.
Divinad.
Divinad,
Tell me
Divinad.
ma.
Tell me ma. But the thing is, you got to consider that I lived in Spain for 2 years, and then I'm always on shows where people aren't Geordies.
Middle class now, isn't it?
He's a fake Geordie.
Mate, do you know what else I say? I'd be interested to see what
What
you
do they call a fake Geordie?
What? A Mackham?
I'm not a Mackham. That means they're from Sunderland.
No, they wouldn't be that.
They wouldn't say
Nah.
mum. They'd say me ma. But mate, do you say? In fact, you might have changed because you're down south as well. Do you know your evening meal? What do you call that?
Dinner.
What did you call it when you lived in Preston?
Tea.
Is it tea? Same as me.
I'm a secret southerner.
I'm
a secret.
What did I say I was? A man of the world. Cosmopolitan meal.
Metro.
That's what it is. Cosmopolitan
Metrosexual.
meal. Metrosexuals call it dinner. What you laughing at?
I'll tell you what. I'll tell you what. The next level up though. Supper.
Oh,
mate,
what the
that's
fuck's
next level
that?
up.
My
What's
kids
that?
keep asking for
That's
supper.
like before bed.
Yeah, that's what people in Chelsea call it.
Really?
Yeah.
What they call tea.
Supper.
Oh fucking hell.
What are you having for supper?
That sounds like I'm having
Hell.
soup. That's
So soup.
yeah,
is it?
soup for tea, supper.
Oh, my kids have a fucking malt loaf and that. They have
Sorry.
malt loaf. They have malt loaf down south.
What's that? Sorry, malt
Malt loaf.
Malt who?
Sorry.
Audiobook out.
Tea
You know,
cakes.
it's the Kiwi's cousin. Malt loaf. It's the Kiwi's cousin. Mate, what's the... this is another question that people wanted to ask you. You probably answered this question loads, and I know I said I wasn't going to give you questions that you've asked before, but I'm intrigued as well. How do you deal with some of the trauma that you've seen? Have you had counselling for that? Have you had help with that? Because I get a lot of military guys follow me as well, and they're like, "Can you help me with this?" I'm like, I have no experience of that, PTSD and that.
Yeah. Do you know what? Like, touch wood. I've never had any dramas with it.
Have you not?
Nah, and I've thought about why that was, or
Yeah.
like there was one. Do you know what? There was like one moment in my career that I probably had PTSD,
Yeah.
like whatever you call it.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like I put it down to just, at the time it was a busy time on operations, and we basically handed over the job whilst going out on jobs.
Yeah.
And I ended up flying back within like 24 hours
Yeah.
on the train back up to Preston.
Yeah.
And I just remember thinking, not feeling right, and it just didn't feel normal. And
Yeah.
for me, that was like, like booze or drinking probably like made it feel better.
Yes.
And I didn't understand what that was, but obviously looking back, that was PTSD.
Yeah.
And in my head, I kind of knew that it wasn't going to last forever. And I think, every day that I ticked off,
Yeah.
I started feeling more and more normal.
Yeah.
It's hard to explain, right? There was, like, I can't...
Well, people say time is the biggest healer, don't they?
Yeah, but like apart from that, like I've genuinely been fine, and I don't know, like I talked about it on another podcast, but I heard when I came back from my first Afghan tour in 2006, and I remember seeing some of the guys, and they came back, and we all hit the booze hard, right? All smashed all the windows in the accommodation.
Shit.
And that was like, the lads just getting their energy
Big
out.
release.
Yeah, and it was almost like what they needed, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then like a few of them probably went down that dark path.
Yeah.
We probably didn't know about it as a group, because you tend to keep that stuff quite quiet within a male community. But you'd notice characteristics of people, and a lot of heavy drinking and stuff like that. And I don't know, for me, I remember listening to someone talk about PTSG, so like post-traumatic growth. So instead of trauma, and instead of going like the negative slide down, instead you go the other way.
That's a great...
That's
an amazing...
Yeah.
I've never heard that before, but that's an amazing frame to put it in, isn't it?
Yeah, I can't remember who was talking about it. I think it was... I can't remember his name. He's he talks a lot about depression and stuff like that, and I was listening to his... I think it's like a Tim Ferriss podcast or whatever.
Yeah.
But I thought that's kind of where I went with
It's just
it.
like putting a filter on, in it,
Yeah.
like on Instagram. That's amazing, that.
But it was... Because I came back from that 2006 tour, and like I felt like I'd grown up loads. Like, I was 21 years old when I came back, and I just felt like I felt not mature, but just like the stuff you'd seen or done.
Yeah.
It was just like
You felt different.
big education, right?
Yeah.
Different in a great way.
Yeah.
And I was like, and then, I don't know, the more stuff you're exposed to like that, the more I just felt that.
Yeah.
And I think I don't know, I can't speak for anyone else, right? Because we don't know what everyone else's experience is, but I've always felt like I've always looked at the trauma that I've seen as a positive in my life, and I've been almost grateful for it.
Yeah, I know what you say.
Probably isn't the right thing to say,
No,
right? But it's like you punching people in the head.
Yeah.
You're grateful for that.
That
but
it's
it's
not
not a
happening
nice
all the
thing,
time.
right?
Yeah.
It's violence.
Yeah, no, I know what you're saying.
What you got to think about is if you didn't punch them in the head, they'd have no problem doing it to you. I've heard someone else say that was an MMA fight, I think.
But
Well, if I didn't do that to him, he'd do that to me.
You also kind of see it as what you tend to find is with like not even just MMA fighters, anyone really doing a martial art or they never get in fights because they understand what the consequences are. They understand the negatives and how bad it can end up, which is kind of a similar situation. Like you come back,
you've got fuck all to prove either.
Yeah, that's another thing, right?
You've got nothing to prove.
Yeah,
some of the most chilled guys, right?
Yeah,
some of the most which makes you think about the guy who kicks off in the bar and is all loud and
and then it comes back to that self-doubt.
I always say this when we talk about confidence, which I'd love to talk about with you as well. When we talk about confidence, I get a lot of people, how do you get more confident? I'm like, a lot of people don't understand what confidence is. It's never about who's the loudest person in the room. And often I find that they're the most insecure, right?
Yeah.
The ones that are the loudest, they're the ones that need the most fucking...
Yeah.
They
external reassurance.
Significance. They want to feel fucking significant. So they're honestly the loudest.
Yeah.
So what's your take on confidence then?
I completely agree with what you're saying there, Paul. It's like, generally the biggest. I don't know. It's like that theory of, or it's like comedians.
Yeah.
Is it Robin Williams? Spent all his life making people happy, yet he was the most unhappiest person inside.
Yeah.
It's like that with confidence.
Yeah.
It's like that, like what we were saying with the MMA fighters. In the special forces, it's like one of the tenets is honor and humility, and it's. Some special forces guys are some of the most humble characters.
I bet you get that kind of beat out of you, right? That
a little bit, but I think it's going back to that with nothing to prove kind of thing. We've not we do the job that we do, and that's what we want to do. We just want to be professional soldiers, and there's no showboating or.
What was that like for you then when you first went back home from after you'd toured? And then went back home. What was that whole experience like? Were your friends different? Did you look at them different, or your family?
Not really. I was quite excited about just what we'd done, and you want to share those stories.
Yeah.
I think the more time you spend away from your hometown, the more you realise that people in your hometown, their lives just carry on as normal, and you go away for 6 months and you come back and you expect dramatic changes.
I feel like you've been away for years.
Yeah.
I get like that when I go on fucking holiday. Yeah. I'm away for a week and it feels like I've been away for ages and everyone's just had a normal fucking week.
Yeah, you come back and it's just like you spend 2 hours in the pub with them and it's just like, all right,
it's just
nothing's changed. Right?
You know what's the worst part for me now? I go on holiday and I don't take my phone, right? So when I come back, I'm thinking I'm going to be fucking bombarded here.
Yeah.
And there's fucking, I'm like, maybe I wasn't as popular as I thought.
You get that when you just do like a little detox for like a few hours and you're like, right, get back to the phone.
I've got so many messages and there's fucking nothing happening.
Waiting for him to come in, you're like,
I've done that. I've deleted Instagram and Facebook, just the apps off my phone.
Yeah.
Re-downloaded it. I was like, so you think I was like, no one fucking likes it.
I've hidden mine now.
Yeah.
They're like on the furthest swipe.
Oh, really? Are they?
It doesn't do any difference.
Mate,
if you want to go on there, I'll go on there.
All your notifications will be me tagging you in stupid shit. Do you know what I love at the minute? You know those videos of people dancing? Like old people dancing, or like Jews dancing, and then or like Muslim men dancing, and then they put another song over the top.
Like the Makina ones.
Mate, I fucking love them.
What's the guy with the coffin?
Mate, I love that when they just. I see him on yesterday of two old American guys like line dancing.
Yeah.
But they put "Children" by Robert Miles over the top.
Yeah.
I'm surprised I didn't send you that, mate.
Did you see a group of paramedics or something done that?
No.
They did it. And
with the coffin?
The coffin.
Not with the real coffin, though.
No, not with a real coffin. It was out the back of an ambulance.
With a patient?
No, I don't know what the happened. But they all got sacked, apparently.
Really?
Ooh.
Fucking hell.
They did the full dance and everything.
Really?
Yeah. Wow, I think it was like a stretcher they had on. Like just, out the back of a...
And they got fired. That's harsh.
Yeah.
We need paramedics.
Yeah.
We love paramedics.
Yeah, man.
Shit. You've done a bit of that, right?
Medical stuff, yeah.
Medical. That's got to be quite gnarly, has it?
Yeah. You get to like I worked in like the hospital in Afghanistan every time we went over there, so you get your fair share of trauma coming in.
Yeah. Would you do that job here, paramedic?
Nah.
Would you not?
I did like a little bit of stint on
Oh, did you?
in the ambulances. Just
I thought you were going to say casualty there during the TV show. I thought he was going to say be on TV, you know, Jay.
if casualty are after me, ex-special forces tagline.
Mate, you've probably answered this a million times, but we're on the TV thing. How did that fucking... How many times have you been asked that?
Yeah, quite a lot.
Have you?
Yeah.
Well, I haven't heard it, so you have to tell me.
The story of how it came
How did it come about, aye?
it's not like an exciting story.
Is it not?
Is it?
No, like they approached. So I was working for Through Dark at the time. They approached the guys.
Through Dark are the
clothing
clothing company.
brand.
Morton Stapleton sponsored by them.
Yeah,
Do you know
yeah.
him, Morton?
No.
50 cal. The MMA fighter.
Yes, yeah. I
We've
don't
had
know
him.
him.
We've had him on. He's a top guy.
Yeah,
Stapes,
he's a
aye.
northerner, isn't he?
Rochdale, aye.
Yeah.
Rochdale.
Like we speak on social media every now and
He's class.
But yeah, the producers just approached us and they were looking for a new DS, and like we all applied, and
Sick.
that was it.
Following that, it isn't a very exciting.
It's not, is it? It's like, yeah, basically, I was
skydiving, and this guy came
this
up.
guy
He was
came, like,
tapped us on the
next to me,
shoulder.
Fuck off, man. I did say
it was Ant Middleton, and he was like, "Jay, we need you."
Do you know what? I've lost it. I said I wasn't going to ask any shit questions, and I've already fucking lost it. I'm fucked now.
Nah.
I've got nowhere to go from
I
this.
want to know
down to
how did you and Sven? How would Sven? I
one-
shouldn't be calling him Sven anymore, should I?
No one who's listening will know who we're talking about, I don't think.
No,
No.
I want to know.
Maybe.
By the way,
Maybe
my wife...
I get messages about Sven all the
Dave,
time.
my
yeah.
wife still thinks he's a fucking DJ.
What do you mean?
Do you know?
Honestly, telling me he's not a DJ.
I was talking to him last night. My wife said, well, tell him he can come and DJ at our office party.
He can DJ, he can mix a few songs.
Oh, can he mix a few, can he?
I mean, the comedy value of having him play the set is
dude.
probably better than the music.
Do you know, right? I was in Barcelona speaking in this IFS thing with Smith and Paul Lima and that. And Sven came in from Ibiza on a fucking private jet or some shit, right? And he fucking started doing that. There was loads of people in the pool, and he started doing an aqua aerobics class on the side of the pool. He's a funny guy.
He's hilarious.
He is a funny guy.
He came, like we met for the first time this year on a stag do.
Oh, so you've only known him?
Yeah, like we've got friends in common.
Yeah,
but he's obviously doing his thing in Ibiza.
Yeah.
This is Sven Gudmundsson. Go and check him out on Instagram, by the way. So he was doing his thing in Ibiza, and then we went on a stag do, and then just became mates, two single guys, and obviously lockdown happened, and I think he was due to fly out to Ibiza, and then obviously Ibiza closed all the parties. No. So I was like, mate, like I've got a free house, it's just me living in it, so come and live with me through lockdown.
I bet he was fun to live with.
Brilliant, mate.
Did you get him in the training?
Got him into the bin every morning.
Mate, he's in decent shape though, isn't he?
Yeah,
I've seen him hit pads. He's fucking.
Yeah.
Mate, have you seen him hit pads?
Well,
really,
I think I have actually.
Really sharp,
Yeah.
He used to do some boxing. Well, he's Welsh, isn't he? Like, they're all boxers.
I know. You can totally tell that he has. By the way, he hits them.
Yeah.
Who's the most famous person in your phone book?
Oh, it's probably going to be bad, this one.
Is it?
Oh, yeah. Got Mark Cavendish.
Have you?
Yeah.
Shit, that's pretty cool.
Like, because I like that kind of celebrity, you know? He's like credible for like what he does in
he's not
tennis.
just a fucking random.
He's credible for what he does in golf, in cycling.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's made a really good name for himself, winning loads of gold medals and world championship sprinter.
Yeah, because you didn't start on the celebrity one, right? In the celebrity SAS. You were on it though, right?
Yeah.
But that was after you did the mole thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the second one was
After you did the what? The mole thing?
The mole.
Yeah, went in
So
as-
Jay
right.
started on SAS Who Dares Wins. They put him in as a contestant.
Recruit.
Shit.
So they put him
That's
in.
hilarious.
Listen, for the guys listening in, and you can tell Mac that story because I think it's cool as fuck.
So I go in as a recruit for 6 days, and then obviously just blend in with those guys and pretend to be one of those, and then I'm like relaying all the information to the DS, and then like I forget a helmet on a day that we're doing some what do you call it, the water drills. I get called out by Ant, get thrashed, and then I volunteer Ellie to hold the barrel above her head, and then like I take my armband off and walk away, throw it on the floor and walk away, and then I come out an hour and a half later on stage as the new DS.
Yeah. Shit house. Shit house.
Snake, eh?
Snake. Mate, is that water thing the one where they have to wear the one where you breathe out? No.
The drown drills,
What's
the
that
surf
for?
drill.
That thing is fucking insane.
Yeah, I mean it's better if you do it in a pool.
Well, I did it when I was in Dubai this time
you?
around, and it blew my mind. I was like, wow.
Yeah, you sink to the bottom and then just push.
Unbelievable.
Push
That's what both my kids did. They thought it was amazing. So instead of, if you breathe in when you go underwater, your body wants you to float back up to the top. But if you breathe out before you go under, you can just stay at the bottom of the water.
Really?
But then you've got to push up to get air.
Yeah.
Otherwise
So
you can't
mad.
get up, right? And you've just got to keep doing this.
It blew my...
doing it.
they did it for like fucking minutes at a time, didn't
Yeah,
they?
and it was freezing.
Fucking brutal.
Freezing cold.
Really?
And there was this... The only place that we could do it was in this pool of like streams and waterfalls.
So there was a current as well?
Yeah, which was even... I
Holy
think Fox is in the water at the time and he's trying to hold the recruit.
Yeah, by
so
the
that they
fucking neck.
can't... Yeah. He's got a job on his hands.
I would have tapped out at that point. There's no way I'm fucking doing that.
And it was ice cold. Like that stuff runs straight off the top of the mountain.
Yeah.
Naughty.
Holy
Naughty that.
shit.
So... funny enough, when I always tell my kids about the podcast because they love hearing who I've had on it. I think my son, he's 9, he loves telling his mates, like he loves bragging to his mates that, oh, my dad knows Tyson Fury and fucking Craig David and that. And I said, Jay was coming out at night. He said, is that the one of SAS 2 Days Wins who was eating the chocolate and that? That was his first thing. He said, is that the one who kept giving chocolate?
I got ruined in the edit there. It happened like twice.
Oh, did it?
Yeah. And they kept showing it on the series.
That must have been
That was the
exciting
thing.
part.
Yeah, everyone's like,
he was getting fucking Kit Kats and Mars bars and that every time he went.
Brownie.
So that
Brownie.
was it.
I got a brownie too. They didn't show that one.
I
So
didn't
I was
know.
like eating it like this.
So they kept pulling people out like with bags on their heads and that. And every time Jay got pulled out, they took his head off. They said, "All right, mate," and they gave him a fucking chocolate bar.
Mate, I was like, I remember going back to the rest of the recruits in the accommodation.
You had to wipe your mouth.
Yeah, I was like, I hope I've no chocolate in my beard. I just go back and they're just like, is that chocolate in your face? And I'm like,
No.
That's
definitely
mad.
not.
That's
Definitely
mad.
not.
So I want to talk about the celebrity one because the celebrity one, there was Joey Essex. By the way, he blew me fucking... My head fell off at how good
I
he
like Joey
was
Essex.
and how he wasn't as thick as I thought he was.
Yeah, he's not.
He was fit as fuck as well, wasn't he?
Yeah.
I looked at him like, the guy was really fit.
Was that an
He's
whole...
a boxer.
Is he?
Yeah.
Is that a
Sure
whole act
is.
then that he's Joey Essex?
Yeah, no.
Yeah,
It's hard to figure out,
Yeah.
right? He's obviously super savvy. Like, you know,
He's made fucking...
Witty.
made a
lot of money.
done really well for himself.
Yeah.
Have you seen his pad? Insane.
No, I haven't seen his pad.
Got a nice pad. He
Has
just
he?
whacks it on social media all the time.
Really?
But I don't know. I think he's just savvy, right?
Yeah.
You know, whether he plays the character that.
He's a
Well, he
good
said on there, I
looking
didn't
as
know
well,
this.
isn't
He
he?
said he'd stopped boxing because he was too good looking.
That's-
But then there was a whole story about his mum. He found his mum.
Yeah.
His mum had hung herself. And it blew me head off how fucking fit he was. I was like, wow.
Yeah.
Like, you would never believe that. And then it was the one where Bellew, Tony got fucking... He was fighting like 6 of them. He lost his shit, didn't he?
That was brilliant.
Mate.
That was potentially one of the funniest things I've ever
It
seen
was
in my
fucking
Was it?
mad.
Definitely, yeah.
Crazy.
Tony Bellew, heavyweight boxer, getting whacked off 6 girls.
Aye, of 6 girls.
Amazing.
then-
They're like, sweating, like,
Aye.
going for it.
He was
Doing
going, "Fucking hit me then." He was going,
Katie
"Fucking-"
Price trying to whack him as hard as she could. I'm just Helen Skelton and that. I'm just like, this is amazing.
Mad.
I'd pay money to go and watch that. Seriously, heavyweight boxers getting beaten up.
Mate, it was unreal. And he was going,
women.
fucking hit me then. Come on then.
And then he pushes fast, doesn't he?
He pushes fast. And then the best part of it was when fucking Ant went fucking...
Yeah, squares up to
Do you
it.
think Ant was shitting his pants?
Don't know. I was stood next to him and it was happening.
Oh yeah. Shit, that must have
I
been
was like,
fairly
literally just
edgy.
me and Ant. I was like, oh, this guy's noisy. Can't get the legs.
Because Tony's he's a loose cannon, Tony, isn't he?
Yeah.
Fucking hell, mate. Aye.
Yeah.
Aye. Because
Well,
that's...
So you can tell, like, yeah, he's got a heart of gold. You can tell, but
Aye. Mate, we'll have to get him on because I saw this week that Rick... So, I've got a friend called Rick who got Anthony Crawler. Do you know Anthony Crawler?
rings a bell.
Crawler was the lightweight champion of the world. He's fought Linares, he's fought Lomachenko. He was the guy that got a paving slab over his head by a burglar and then came back from that and won the world title.
Yeah.
Fractured his skull, broke his ankle and that. And his strength and conditioning coach was also Tony's strength and conditioning coach. He'd be a fucking great guest there.
Yeah.
He would.
He's interested.
I bet he'd tell me about the SAS.
He did get to the end.
I did.
He's not actually in the SAS.
You've got to make it.
He's not in the SAS.
That's where you get all the stories.
Lockie and Lauren.
Well, how do you really know that
What?
he's not in the SAS?
Maybe he's signed.
How do you know I am?
I was going to say.
Well,
It's
I
been
don't-
like the world's biggest wind up.
You could. What are they called again? People that say
Waltz.
that waltz.
Yeah.
Waltz.
That's a
Walt
whole
and Mitty.
Walt and Mitty's.
What is that?
They're
People who
everywhere.
pretend to... Mate, I remember watching.
Quite sad, right?
Yeah,
It
like
is
people
really
walk
sad.
around like shopping centres with all the gear on, and they get discount. And
Do you know, like, you end up seeing on social media the ones that are stood outside on Remembrance Day with a burying medals on, but you get a lot of them in business.
really?
Yeah, you get a lot of them in business.
Do you?
Shit.
I get sent quite a few messages from guys that work in London that I've met or introduced to, whatever, and they're like, do you know this guy? He's turned up. He's saying that he's ex-Special Forces, ex-SAS.
Really?
And I'm like, all right, what's he said? Like, give me some information. And they've given me a little bit of information. And there's this one guy, and he turned up with this rucksack, and it was a military style rucksack, right? But one that no one in the SAS would ever use. He's got
It's out of the camping shop.
Literally.
It's out of the camping shop. aye.
literally, and he was saying that he was a sergeant major in the SAS. He's got the SAS cap badge on a Velcro sticker attached to his rucksack.
Oh,
which-
fucking hell, that's like us with those bags. Those bags there, the fucking built for athletes ones.
it's exactly like that, but with an SAS cap badge thing on there.
Fucking hell.
But he's got a mag light torch that's like slided down in between his like molly.
fucking hell.
I can't remember what else he had, but as soon as he showed me the rucksack, I was like, nah, no
That's
chance.
not
Like,
him.
No chance that guy's in the SAS.
Shit,
Or was,
man.
Ever.
Shit.
You've got to have some kind of like.
Do you know he might just be desperate for work as well, though, you know? Like, you could be to
There
do
was a
something like
guy.
that.
There was a guy my mate worked with he'd been employed by someone else, and it's his company. And he got chatting. He didn't know that my mate was actually his SAS.
Yeah.
And he's chatting to him, and he's like, finds out that he's ex-SAS. He's like, I don't even know who this guy is. So he goes up to him and he starts chatting to him. And he's like, yeah, I was at Hereford, blah blah, this year, that year, like this squadron, whatever. And John's like, I was a squadron during this time, and this guy just like goes, ghost white.
Yeah.
And he's like, came clean with it all and told him like the
Really?
whole story.
So what is it that they say? Like, is it like a fantasy?
Looks good on your CV.
Looks good on you.
especially if you're going into a job in security or
Yeah.
you're working in the city.
But do they not do like checks? Or
You can't check. How do you check? Anyone can
There's
say it.
no list.
You just hope that you don't bump into someone that actually
who
was.
it actually is?
Yeah.
Right.
Shit, man. There's
So unless you're in the know,
there could still be people getting away with that now, right?
Because I get it all the time, right? Like I had it recently, and it was someone, because it's a small world.
Yeah.
It's a small.
So you would
community.
know quite a lot of the people.
Yeah,
that,
you would have heard
you?
someone, yeah. And if not, I'd ask someone and they would have heard someone.
Yeah.
Someone mentioned it and he's like, yeah, he was down in the SBS and he said, served this year and he's doing this now. And I was like, I never heard that name before. And he's like, yeah, he's a bit older. So I found out when he left and I fired it down to my mate who's like, he was my peer group. So he's quite high up now.
Yeah.
And he's like, never heard of him, mate. I was like, do you mind just like asking around? Yeah, no one's ever heard of him.
Shit.
And I don't want to tell this guy that's confided in me that his mates in the special
Full of
forces
shit.
that he's full of shit. Yeah.
Shit, man. Shit. There will be still people who've got away with that years
Oh,
later.
100%.
Particularly because there's no list.
I mean, I'm getting away with it. I've got a book.
Have you? I know I have one coming up. I don't know.
Did you record it?
I did record it, and I'm back tomorrow.
On times two, you have to slow yours down.
minus
I was
Mate,
listening to
well-
Paul's book. It was over in 5 minutes.
put it in reverse.
It will be. It's actually, I think mine's like 5 hours long.
Yeah.
And they said, so Alice from HarperCollins came and she said that normally, sometimes it takes them 5 days to do an audiobook.
Yeah, that's what they told me. Yeah,
Really? And you
I'd
did
say
it in
as a
3?
compliment. Yeah,
Wow, I was faster than you.
I didn't.
Just saying, mate.
But
mine's
if you talk at normal speed, be
Yeah.
10 hours.
I mean, there's jumping out of a plane in the dark and there's doing an audiobook in 2 days. Just fucking saying.
I know what I'd pick any day.
Mate, so one question I wanted to ask you was, I think about this a lot as well. When you see somebody who's not doing as well or not doing what they could with their life, what would you like to say to them? Because of what you've done, you must be like, fucking hell, mate, you're capable of so much more. I suppose that's what your book is, right?
It's hard, right? It's hard.
Really hard.
Because we all live these different lives, and there's always a different reason that everyone has for doing the things that we do. And I don't know, like I definitely know people like that, and I feel, you can offer as much advice as possible to that person.
Yeah.
But they've got to choose. They've got to find
to
their
hear
own.
it.
It's like a parent, right?
Yeah.
Like parents telling the kids to go to college and get good grades and study, and and it almost pushes them away from wanting to do that.
Yeah.
And it's, I think the best thing, especially if it's someone close, is just know that you're there for any advice that they want.
Yeah. And be the example, I think.
Yeah, and be the example, right?
Yeah.
Be someone that, be someone that that does that kind of stuff and lives that kind of life.
Yeah, instead of preaching. I think a lot of parents do that, actually.
I think they do.
You're telling their kids to eat healthy while they've got fucking man tits in there.
Yeah, like that. Like teachers, right? Teachers are some of the most uninspiring people ever. Or mine were when I was at school.
Check this out.
Yeah, it's a job, right?
Yeah.
They turn up, they might not even like teaching.
Yeah, check this out. So the other day, my son comes home, he's 9, he said, we're lying in bed, he was getting ready to go to sleep, and he came out with, he would never say this, he said, Dad, hasn't 2020 been a terrible year? I'm like, mate, why would you say that? He says, the teacher I was talking about at school today. I'm like, he's been fed that. And I had to stop him. I said, wait a second. I said, it has for some people, but what have you loved about 2020? He said, well, I got to play Fortnite with you loads, Dad. We've been on holiday twice. I got 6 months off school. I said, so it's not
fucking sick.
It's not that fucking bad, is it?
It's so true, though, isn't it?
Like, and like if I didn't pull him up on that, he would have thought this year was awful. Because you look up your teacher.
Yeah, and they're like, I don't know, like kids they're adults, right?
Yeah.
We're kids. It's like you turn around and you say a kid's a kid because they're a certain age group or an adult. But like they're a person, they're thinking, feeling, doing.
Yeah.
And at that age, they're absorbing so much.
Absorbing everything.
And you want them to absorb the good stuff and not the bad stuff.
Yeah.
Like you said, be a role model.
Aye.
Like they don't necessarily have to choose to be like you.
Yeah.
But like if you force them to be like you, then they're probably not going to be like you.
Yeah.
Because I know, like, you know, my parents, hats off to them, they did an amazing job.
Yeah.
But I know all the stuff that they told me to do, I didn't.
Yeah.
I went the complete opposite, and I still do now.
Yeah.
Like, my mum tells me, like, my mum will be like, you know, even with Everest and, like, trying to climb K2 and stuff, it's like, what are you doing? Don't do this, it's dangerous. Really? And I'm like, that's why I want to do it. I want to do it because of that.
That is the reason.
If you just supported me, maybe I wouldn't do it.
Mate, what do your parents think of this whole thing that you've got going on right now? This fucking... What do they give you any feedback on it?
I think
because for someone from Preston, there's not many. Like, there's not. I've been to Preston. I've been to that. I've been to It's called Deepdale, right?
Deep.
I've been there a couple of
Football.
times. It's quite nice. It's quite a nice little thing.
Compared to what?
Sunderland. Sunderland. That's why I was there.
Yeah.
But I've been there, and like for what you're doing for somebody from Preston's quite fucking mental, innit?
Yeah, I think my parents are just really proud.
Yeah.
I think they struggle to understand it. Because they're, you know, old generation. You go out, you get a job, you save up for your retirement, and then you retire.
Yeah.
Whereas this is new, right? I mean, this is a job that you guys are doing. It's
Talking shit?
Yeah. And I don't think they fully understand that. So they don't really...
Are they not on socials or anything? Or are they...
A little bit, but then it's just to see, like, how I'm doing it.
Well,
I'm going to follow Jay's mum. His mum on Facebook.
His mum.
Mama.
Jay Morton's
My mum.
Jay
Follow my
Morton's mum.
mama. That's what we say down south. Mama.
Your mum.
That,
Follow your mum.
the taxi driver was the same on the way in. He was like, "So what you here for?"
What's a podcast?
What's a podcast?
Yeah. But like that's what's great about 2020, right?
Yeah.
It's mad. Like even lockdown. Like I've never been so busy in my life with work and with. You just got to adapt, especially during lockdown. It's like, all right, what can't I do and what can I do?
That's
do more
exactly,
of the stuff that I can do and
that's
less of
me.
what I can't.
That's a 100% what I'd be focused on. I tell most people the problem is when you focus on what you can't do, like there's only negative feelings associated with that. There's loads of stuff that we can't do.
Yeah, and also like the language. Like I find the media and the language, like lockdown, pandemic, like all these words,
Even heavy words.
Even COVID-19.
Yeah, it has an emotional lockdown. I'm living in my house for a month.
Well,
I can still go out for a walk.
Mate,
I've got
I
fucking
just can't
Deliveroo.
go to a bar.
That's it. I said
go and get coffee and some food at like a coffee shop.
Mate, WH Smith was open.
Was it?
Like
WH
water. It's essential.
Tell you what else,
You need pens and paper.
This will blow your fucking head off. The Harry Potter shop was open at King's Cross.
It was.
Mate, what the fuck?
Essential.
They sell them chocolate frogs. That's it. I was like, why would anyone need a fucking wand?
Yeah.
Honestly, I was
If it works, I'm buying
Fucking
one.
turn this shit back round.
You'll see me outside Harry Potter World later. Like
Platform 9 3/4 was open.
six pack,
Mate,
and an amazing brain, please.
I couldn't. I was like, really? Like, Hotel Chocolat wasn't open. Hotel Chocolate for you, that is.
Yeah.
And WH Smith was open, and fucking, I was like, what? The Harry Potter shop was open.
Yeah.
London's quite, I don't know, like before this second lockdown, London was like bustling. I don't know if you came in.
I did.
Go through Soho.
We came in to do a podcast with Darren, and it was mad.
Yeah, it's nice to see though, right?
Yeah.
I like seeing people out.
Well, see, I've never been to London, like prior to the lockdown. I
Isn't that crazy?
Came in the middle,
Isn't that
middle
crazy?
lockdown. So my experience of London has only ever been
This.
like this.
Like
which
right now,
which is
it's weird.
Yeah,
So
well, it just
quiet.
seems like back up home. It's just
Yeah.
like
Well,
quiet.
we were when I did my audiobook. I don't know if I mentioned it. I was I was in the business. It must be St Paul's Cathedral area. It must be business district, and it was wild, mate. There was nothing. In fact, the night before I did it, I stayed in the Mall Maison, and then it closed the next day. The Mall Maison. Maison to sell croissants and sacre bleu and
You have supper.
zout alors, and the next day it shut down. So we had to check out and go to another hotel. And this hotel wasn't even doing... There was no restaurant open. There was no room service. You could get Uber Eats delivered at the door. And that was it. Like, delivered at the front door and you had to go and get it. It was mad.
Yeah, it's weird, isn't it?
That's also my favourite thing about London, by the way. Uber Eats and that.
You can lose some money.
Mate, the
can lose
fucking...
some
Messaged us last night. I was sitting watching I'm a Celeb, and I got a text off him. He was like, "Have you seen the food in London? Have you seen where we are?" He went, "Search where we are." Had a look. Korean food, Japanese food, burgers.
You don't get any of that shit where we are. We don't even have Uber.
But you get burgers.
We don't
You
have
get like
Uber
McDonald's,
Eats.
KFC.
Yeah.
That's it. That's lit and curries.
Greg's.
At Greg's. Greg's. Hey, that's a great point. Would you go on I'm a Celebrity?
No. No. I mean, I wouldn't rule it out, but probably not.
You do what you're told to do, I bet.
Nah. Do you know what? Like, I probably wouldn't.
Would you not? Actually, I don't know whether
I'd just
any...
be bored.
I don't know if any of you...
boring.
Like, some of those things, them challenges and that, you've done...
Yeah, it's like
Do you know what I'm saying?
It's
I have to eat a worm.
Eat something. Whoa. Like, I can't imagine them asking any of us to go on.
Nah.
There'd be zero drama.
Nah.
They're after drama.
You'd be like, okay,
Drama. I would be... you probably ate worse.
Spider on your face.
Do you reckon
you
you
have
ate
more?
worse than that?
Nah, like, you don't go out eating worms every day in the village. It's like, we're going to give you this sandy berry, but you've got to eat a worm and a grub.
a sandy berry.
Yeah, it's the colour of the berry for this. Yes, it's sandy.
Oh, right.
Berry.
Oh, berry. I thought you meant like
Berry.
a sandy
Sorry,
berry. I was
berry.
like, what's that?
I thought you meant that as well.
I was like,
Sandy berry.
Is that like? Is that like?
It's like a sandwich.
You ever had
but it's-
sandy gin? That's what we have down south.
Mate, what is the worst thing that you've eaten?
I don't think I've eaten anything
Yeah.
that crazy. Like, I don't know, like Thailand's probably the worst. Something dog.
I've had a frat
Dog.
Oh, Jesus
Yeah, I had a bat
Christ.
suit once.
Bat soup. Did you really have bat soup? No.
Homemade. It's really good.
Fried
Homemade
scorpion
bat soup.
from me in the airport on the way back.
They're quite
from
nice, though.
Egypt.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I've
they
had
were.
something like that, yeah. Or,
Really?
Yeah,
On the way back from where?
Egypt.
Really?
Yeah.
To Egypt?
No, it was in the airport.
yeah, I think
Wow.
they had like, Thailand, you can get, in them little street vendors.
Yeah,
I remember just eating like, I think it was like fried spider or something.
Shit.
Quite nice.
yeah. I haven't
Just
had
that-
spider,
I
but
haven't
it
had
just
spider.
like tastes like burnt.
Yeah.
That's all it tastes
It's like soft
charcoal.
shell.
I mean, I
soft
don't-
shell crab.
I wouldn't want to eat it every day.
No, it's
Yeah.
it's an acquired taste.
Thailand does have some. They have some crazy fucking food there on them.
Yeah.
Thailand,
The
anything
dogs
goes.
and-
There's no health and safety in Thailand.
Nah.
Fuck me. Have you seen the electric in that in Thailand before?
No, I've never been.
It's just fucking cables like in the middle of the road and that.
Yeah,
Monkeys on them and stuff.
Oh mate.
that's. I think once all this shit, I want to go to Thailand.
Yeah.
I want to go find myself.
Oh, mate, you haven't got to.
Come back in elephant pants.
Well, just you'll have to give
Yeah,
me loads
walking
of
through
notice.
London. Walking through London in hemp pants, multicoloured, with a moustache
And
or
a-
a massive beard.
Dreadlocks.
Rosary beads.
Ridiculous.
Rosary beads.
Jesus beads. And,
Everything.
Mate,
All
imagine-
work.
and then
Back to-
quickly get out of it.
Imagine come back to
into
South
skinny
Shields
jeans.
after that.
Oh my god.
Fucking no
You
chance.
see it there, don't you? You see people in London like that.
Oh, London, mate.
That's off to
fucking
him.
hell. Oh, actually, I was in Newcastle the other day at Phoenix Window. This is like a big, it's like a massive department store, and every Christmas they put this big display on for the kids and that. And there was a guy walking on the street shouting, Santa is the devil in disguise. My kids were there and that. I said, mate, how could you possibly shut your fucking mouth? My kids are here. I probably shouldn't have dropped the F bit. But the kids thought it was hilarious.
That's
fucking-
crazy.
What was he doing there?
He was just preaching along telling Jesus was...
I once saw, do you know Piccadilly, right?
Yeah.
Do you know you've got those guys and they're dressed as a goblin, but they look like they're floating? And they've got the stick.
Oh,
You've
like
seen that?
the like monk type things.
Yeah,
but
so
not-
it's a stick, and it's obviously
It's got a seat
made out of
underneath.
iron, and that it's got a seat that they
And
stand
you give them money.
on. Yeah, he stands there, and kids
Yeah.
get pictures with him.
Yeah.
I've seen this guy like lift his, it's like an attraction for London. I remember
Yeah.
seeing this guy like lift his goblin mask off. He's like this haggard old man. He just like pulls a cigarette out, just like starts smoking.
Really?
Yeah, he's got like a can of Foster's. He starts drinking it, finishes it, gets back under his goblin suit, and he's like smiling at kids.
Oh
walking
shit!
past, yeah.
Really? Shit!
I tell you what, them ones that you know, like gold men who don't move.
Yeah, it's
that's
sick.
a fucking
dude.
talent. That.
Yeah.
I'm like itching, fucking scratching me. I can't stay still, me.
No.
They're quite freaky though.
Yeah, it's a fucking talent.
When they stare in your
talent.
eyes.
That is a freaky thing.
Right.
Like,
I
not
struggle
even
to even
blinking.
meditate. Actually, do you know what I think about? Once I got arrested, and when you've got your hands behind your back, you can't scratch your face.
So your face is extra.
Your face is double itchy eye, and it's like that actually when I did Ollie's course.
Yeah,
I did Ollie's course.
Did you?
Aye, mate. We're talking about it on the thing, and when you've got that fucking bag over your head,
Yeah.
and the baby's crying in your ear, and your hands are fucking hog tied behind your back, and they've got you in all those stress positions, you're definitely not scratching your
You
face.
just want to itch your face.
Holy shit! Is that a hard part? Is that one of the hardest parts of selection? That whole thing.
I'd say so. And when you do it for real, or not for real as in being kidnapped, but when you do it for real, you do like a full week of, you get kind of dropped off in an area, you've got minimal kit, minimal food, so you pretty much like walking or navigating your way through an area with, you know, you've got like a small compass and like a cloth map, and you've got to navigate at night and then sleep during the day. And you do that for a week, and you know,
Fucked.
yeah, soaking wet. You've probably had 24 hours worth of food, and you've eaten it all on the first day or whatever. I remember having like pockets. You remember crab apples?
Yeah.
Pockets of crab apples.
Oh, shit.
No word of a lie. Like you get that hungry that you just start eating them. It's
Well,
like,
he has what? This is incomparable. But when I did Ollie's course, they gave you a ration pack by about, and it was, I think it was 2 days, no sleep.
yeah.
And by the end, like 2 hours in, I was asking who had peanut allergies. Because one of the things you got was some KP nuts, and I ate all of mine within about 2 hours.
Oh no!
And I was going round saying, "Is anyone got a peanut allergy around here? Who's
have
got a
yours."
peanut allergy? I'll have yours." I was wild. So you did that for 7 days, and
Do you
then-
have
And
to-
then you go in the bag.
Do you have to hunt? Like, do you have to get like?
There's like an unwritten rule that you're not supposed to approach people, right? But you hear stories of like guys going into like houses and just
Ollie told that story, didn't he? Ollie told us about that.
like us as a patrol, we never did it. We came across this church, and next to the bins is all this, you know, the red carpet that they put on the altar.
Yeah.
We cut all this red carpet up and like stashed it in our rucksacks. So every morning that we'd lie up, we'd push into a wooded area and pull out this bright red carpet, and we'd all like roll up together like in a line of six guys and just like put the red carpet over us. It was like if anyone came across and found like six grown ass males in a
Well, mate, do you know
wrapped in red carpet.
you kind of knew you were going to get captured, right? But after 7 days, was there a bit? Did it feel real?
Kind of. It's just one of those things, right? You've got to do it to get in.
Yeah.
So you don't dismiss it, or you don't think about how hard it is or what you've got to do. You just, treat it as every hour, every minute, every day, and you get through it in the end.
I think that's something within itself, isn't it? You can't not thinking too far ahead and thinking, oh shit, what's going to happen? What's going to happen?
You see a lot of guys on selection. They turn up and like that's their sole purpose in life, or that's what it is there and then is to pass that course. And that has like massive negative effects.
Yeah.
Like those are the kind of people
The
that
event.
start,
They're attached to the end result.
Yeah, already. And that, like it's that or nothing. And they'll build these stories up in their head. Whereas, I don't know, when I went on, and I know the guys that I probably became close to whilst I was on selection, like I had zero expectation about it. I was like, just turning up to do this course. I'll take every day as it comes.
Whatever happens, happens.
If I'm at the end of it, then
Did they tell you much about what's going to happen when you're on it, or did they just throw you to the wolves, so to speak?
kind of like there's different parts to it. So the first section's like the hills phase. So that's 3 weeks navigating over the Brecon Beacons with big rucksacks, and you kind of know what's going to happen. You know that that's what you're going to be doing for the 3 weeks, but you don't know what routes you're going to be doing.
Right.
So that's just, you've got to be able to navigate your way in all weather conditions and get under the time limit. So
You have to do that Jacob's Ladder thing.
yeah,
Mate. That's fucking horrific.
yeah.
Horrific. I did it a couple of years ago in August. It was fucking awful. And
Is that the fan dance?
Aye, we did like
I'm gonna have to do.
we did
I wanna
like
do
I
it.
think we had to have something like £35. You'd be doing double that, right?
Yeah, I can't remember what the
with all the
weight
kit
is.
and that.
Yeah, it's in two. I think it's 2 hours.
It was fucking horrendous. That first part.
4 hours. Sorry.
You know that first part
Come in
from the phone box.
from Penny Fan. Yeah.
Phone
You go
box
straight up.
There's no warm up. I was honestly 10 minutes in. I was ready to quit. The only reason I didn't quit was because someone that I knew was right next to us. One of the guys in my program was behind us. I was like, I can't fucking quit in front of him.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I was fucking out.
Yeah.
Dude, there's guys do that in like 3 hours. I'm sure. There's one guy that does it. He's like the champion or something. I was halfway through and he came back past, and he's bent over, like double bent over, running. Like fucking hell.
Yeah.
That's crazy shit, isn't it?
Yeah, it's hard.
Crazy shit.
Yeah.
So you must have done that quite a few times.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's not the hardest thing you do.
Yeah, no.
Because that's like one of the, so you do that, I think, the first week on selection.
Yeah.
And it's pass or fail. So if you fail it, you're going home.
Really?
So it's like you're not going to fail it.
Yeah.
Like if you're failing that,
Yeah.
you shouldn't be on the rest of
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
I've got a
Doesn't stop
one
it
for
from
you.
being brutal.
No.
This is for John Younghusband, actually. It was on the Facebook comment. How do you like your potatoes?
Oh, you're not allowed to ask this question.
Why not?
You're not allowed to ask it because this is my question.
Rewind. Ricka.
So everyone that comes on the podcast, right? I have two things that I ask them. Everyone. Doesn't matter how fucking famous they are. I've got two questions for you. Two questions. So, out of all the things that you can do with potatoes, right? On a scale of 1 to 10, how likely would you be to choose mashed potato? 10 being it's the thing I choose.
It's probably what is
4.
it? 4.
Yeah.
He reckons it's number 1. He's
So-
like 10.
So about number
Sorry,
1.
So 10's likely ones.
10's
unlikely.
the one that I'm most likely to choose.
Yeah, 4.
4.
Easy.
Really?
See,
4 or 3.
What's 10 then?
Do you know what? Like,
Hasselback. You had a Hasselback yet?
mate,
Mate, you haven't had a
Have you
Hasselback
heard about
potato.
that, mate?
Have you not?
It sounds like fucking Hugh
Mate.
Hefner's brother.
Well, I think he played for Leeds at some point. Jimmy, can you remember him? Jimmy Floyd Hasselbank. Do you know who he is? Jimmy Floyd Hasselbank played for Leeds and Middlesbrough. Anyway, so the Hasselback potato is like a roasty, right? But before you put it in, you like put these thin slices in it.
yes.
And then you put
I've done those.
And then
I
you
didn't
put
know they
salt
were
and
called
pepper on the top.
Hasselbacks. Yeah.
Oh, mate.
I
They
got
would
like one of
be-
those chef things, you know, that you have to make.
Oh, yeah. That's the way I made it.
Yeah. And then I just do that all the time now.
It's
but I've
class,
got
innit?
lazy. I don't put the slices in it now.
So what do you do now?
Just
Just
throw
cook
them in
roasties.
potatoes, yeah.
Aye. Roasties. Mate, this mash is like baby food.
Yeah, I can't do. Do you know? I think potatoes are probably one of the most boring foods. That and rice.
Aye, shite.
It just doesn't really taste
Bland.
nice.
Yeah.
Bland.
Like, you
Nah.
can't even make it taste nice.
Nah.
Have you had a hash brown?
I mean, that's a lot of effort.
Yeah.
No.
I mean, I'm not making them.
He's talking about
I'm
McDonald's
not
hash brown.
fucking making them.
Aye. He's talking about McDonald's hash
Yeah,
brown.
I am actually.
Yeah, that's a lot of
Literally.
onion as well, though.
What's your favourite breakfast?
A full one.
Full English.
Oh,
Full
mate, he
English.
puts away a full
Really?
English.
Oh,
Aye.
they're my favourite. Someone actually asked
Do you like a greasy spoonful English, or do you like a
all
a
kinds?
bougie?
No,
like
greasy.
metro.
Greasy, like
Dude, we don't get bougie.
avocado.
We don't get... In fact, do you know what they love in London? Sourdough toast.
Yeah.
We don't have anywhere
in
near us.
London, like everywhere.
No,
that's sourdough
no,
toast, right?
mate, they don't have that. I bet they don't have that in Preston, do they?
Ovis.
Sourdough
It's
toast.
getting in there, I reckon.
Do you
Get
think?
in there, yeah.
We don't have fucking nowhere that does sourdough toast.
No,
How did sourdough get so like?
I mean, it's nice.
famous?
because
It's
it's
nice.
like it's I
Fucking
don't know,
It sounds cool.
vegan.
What bread do you? Are you Ovis? Are you Rathbone?
yeah, but
What I am.
Extra thick.
No, Tiger.
Tiger, yeah,
Tiger
I'm
loaf
a
from Asda.
Is
Tiger
that the one
loaf.
with the cheese?
No, it hasn't got. It looks like cheese. It's really crusty.
Really
on the
hard
top.
outside.
Oh, mate.
Yeah. So someone asked as well. So are you a full English man?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like steak and eggs, you know.
Yeah.
Breakfast.
When you
go to
have black
America,
pudding
steak and
on your
eggs.
full English? Nah.
Would you not?
No.
I like a bit black pudding.
I do
like.
as well.
I do like black pudding.
Probably just like eggs, bit of bacon, maybe a sausage,
That's how I'm on the
some sourdough,
Yeah.
avocado, some tomatoes.
avocado. Though,
That's
man.
not a fucking full English.
Mate, you're not getting anywhere that does avocado on toast near us either.
No.
are you?
Really?
Maybe it's,
Can you even get an avocado?
You can definitely get avocado.
it's fucking brown though.
Ah, it's brown.
By the time it's up the town,
Just
you-
like mushy.
Aye.
There's
Push your
not,
finger into
there's
it.
not many. There's
No,
not many
no.
places that do that. I've got another question.
I've been
for
to
you.
Newcastle once in my life.
Was it for a
Twice,
stag do?
actually.
So a stag do.
What? It was when I first joined the military, and we went like boozing up.
Is
there.
the training for? I don't think it's.
Catterick?
Yeah.
So
yeah.
it was an hour on
Yeah.
the train,
Yeah.
and we just stayed over there for a weekend. Went out.
Yeah.
Ended up in Buffalo Bills. Is it?
Buffalo Bill.
There was like women dancing on the stage.
I know what you mean.
And then we went to
Bijou?
we went
No,
to the boat.
You won't know what Buffalo Bills is near at the gate, I think.
Yeah, I mean this is
Yeah.
going back
Yeah.
17 years.
Oh, really?
Maybe 16.
But it could be. Was it on the quayside?
I was 5 then, by the way.
It was. He actually
And
was
then-
5 there.
and then-
He was.
And then the boat.
On the boat.
Yeah.
So it would have been. Oh, what the fuck was that called?
Oh yeah, what was that called?
Mate, this is gonna fucking blag us all day.
Whereabouts
Do you
is it
remember
in the gate?
No, it wasn't at the gate.
The gate's
Sam
that
Jack's?
shopping centre, right?
Kind of.
Yeah, I think some of the lads
Sam
went
Jack.
Tiger's there.
Tiger.
Tiger,
Yeah, we
Tiger.
went to Tiger. I don't think we got in.
The one
We got
down
refused.
by the. Oh, it's fucking gonna blag us all
The
day.
boat.
This. I once saw Cheryl Cole there. That's
She's
how.
still up there.
I think Ash is a fucking nut. I think.
Is
I think
she?
she might have lost it. I think she might have. She's been married about 17 times, hasn't she?
Almost Jodie.
Check this out. Her nephew's in my daughter's in Nina's class at school.
Really? Holy
How
shit.
crazy is that?
That's pretty mad.
Aye.
Pretty mad.
I'm mad. What are you saying about sparkling water?
Get the fuck.
So Mark Reynolds.
I went up north recently and seen some of my old mates, and it was like daytime. We went out for some food. Waitress comes on and she's like, they're like, oh, the pint of Stella. I was driving, obviously. I was like, I get sparkling water with some lime, please.
Mate, there we go. See?
Hey, eyes. I could just feel her eyes on me.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
Do you enjoy it?
What, sparkling water?
Yeah.
Look at his face. He hates
Does it give you a dry mouth?
It's fucking
No,
water, man. It's water. Water cannot
do you
give
know
you a
what?
dry mouth.
It's just because I drink nothing but water and kombucha, and
Oh my god.
You are woke. That's the definition
He's
of
on
it.
kombucha.
Avocado,
He's not-
sour
he's
bread
not-
dough, and
he's not
sparkling
coming back on.
water.
Yeah.
I've lived in the
Woke.
south for a long time, right?
Yeah, he's having
Mate,
kombucha
special forces guys are middle class soldiers. No, because like it makes a change, right? All I drink's water, pretty much.
Do you not booze at all then?
Yeah. But like,
Yeah.
I'm not going to booze now, am I?
Yeah.
No.
I know what you're saying.
Not yet.
Nah, I can't
Too
do
early,
it,
innit?
mate. It
I'm not boozing as much as I
dries it up.
did in lockdown, I find.
Did you drink a bit in lockdown?
We are in lockdown, you know.
No, we're not. He's never
No, but
actually
like-
said that word, you know. Boris has never said that word.
Has he not?
No,
Well, it's all
they're
like-
calling it a circuit breaker, aren't they?
Is that what it is?
That's what
Circuit
this is called.
breaker.
He's
But it's
never
all
said the word
advised. Right?
lockdown.
Everything's advised. Wear a mask, it's advised. Bar like some businesses.
Essential.
Well,
essential work.
Travel, advised.
Don't travel unless it's essential. Don't.
Well, people were getting thingy this morning, weren't they? In King's Cross.
Aye, people
What?
are getting pulled over.
People were
and
getting
fined
pulled,
for not
yeah,
having
for
masks
not having
on.
masks on.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Aye.
I mean,
Imagine
I
that's
think
what we were doing, because this is really, we shouldn't be doing this. Like
Right.
a podcast, you can work from home doing this, right?
Nah,
If you want a shit podcast.
yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
yeah.
Nah.
Sorry to all you guys that have podcasts that do it all on Zoom, but it's not as much fun, is it, Jay? Really?
Do you know what? You just lose the. I think when you do it on Zoom, you just lose the.
I think-
you lose that flow, right?
You
It's
do,
like, this is chat. You know when to like. We know when to interrupt the conversation.
Yeah.
On Zoom, it's more of just a question and answer.
Yeah.
It's
That's
waiting
what
for
it's
the
been
delay
doing.
as well, isn't it? It's
Yeah.
like,
Some people really know how to nail it
yeah.
on Zoom.
Yeah.
But I'm sure that in person, that podcast would be way better.
It's harder. Do you know the thing, though? Like, the hardest part about doing it in person is pinning people down. Like, getting people
Yeah.
down to a time and where
Especially
you want
now.
to do it. And I think the benefit that we've got is that we're prepared to travel.
Yeah.
Like, we've got a portable kit and
Yeah, imagine if you just did it in Newcastle.
no one's coming there.
It's you and Alan Shearer.
He's probably not even living there anymore.
No, he's probably not.
Will he? Yeah.
He's probably not.
He's got wise.
Yeah, definitely.
Shot out.
He's drinking sparkling water.
He is drinking
Sourdough.
Sourdough.
Oh,
He's got
Man,
the
honestly, he's like, oh, it makes your mouth so dry. And I'm thinking,
What?
it like, you know how I describe it is, you know, have you ever, probably not done it on purpose, but you've had deodorant in your mouth before.
Yeah, for breakfast this morning.
mate, this is a new. Do you know you can
I
get
did-
this thing?
I did
It's called
Insignia.
toothpaste. It's called toothpaste, right?
No, I'm saying,
You put the whole can in. Like,
But hang on a
surely
second, this
done-
is a new classic.
you know, when you've just
Next
mishit your
question.
armpit or something and you've got a bit in your mouth.
right.
On
yeah,
you,
yeah, yeah.
you go like that.
And it's that like it's not dry, it's like chalky. You're laughing because you both know exactly what I mean.
Here's what I'm gonna. Do you know what? This is everyone I ask. I'm gonna say to them now. Where you at with mash? Just find a warm, eat your mouth dry, and have you ever eaten deodorant?
Yeah. Yeah.
You both know exactly what I mean, though.
I don't know what you
You
mean.
just do.
I don't.
That like it's almost chalky.
Yeah,
kind.
I've got someone else that does it. so it never miss.
Oh, he's got someone else.
You use roll-on. You'll end up licking it.
I just use that like this.
I use
I don't get it in my mouth. No, I'll be honest.
You've never had deodorant in your mouth ever in your life.
He aims for his arm, mate.
I could smell it,
But you've never.
I would never say that. I've had, like, I don't like put the deodorant like that. I generally like maybe look away and just like shh.
No, yeah,
Mate.
like it's like I don't know when
This
you
has
walk
made
into.
me head melt. This. I can't believe that you've said this, mate. I'm buzzing.
It's going to be hilarious.
I'm absolutely buzzing.
You know
that
what's going to
you've
be
said
funnier when people message Paul going, "I know exactly what Mac means," because
Mate, I get
this
so many
mash thing
messages.
in this sparkling water, everyone's. I know exactly what Mac means. It's true. It's true.
And
Well,
most of the
mate, I've
audience
had like
is
two
Geordies.
people. I've had two
Yeah.
people.
No,
say
you haven't.
aye.
You haven't
Aye.
not. 2 people a day,
We've even
maybe.
got a hashtag, which is hashtag mashes trash. It's terrible,
Yeah.
mate. But I tell you what,
It's
it
old-
is.
So what was
It's
10
old
for you?
school.
You didn't. Was it roasties?
Yeah, roasties probably.
Yeah.
Easy,
Fat
right?
goose.
Easy.
Mate,
Who's fat?
never mind changing the fucking
goose.
subject.
Yeah, put it in with fat
We're
goose.
still on. What he does is he sprays his chips with fucking links.
It's because I've got that much off the fucking Christmas.
That's how you cook them.
Mate, I'm telling you right now, this is going down in history. What's your favourite deodorant for spraying in your mouth? Don't bother with Listerine, mate. Don't bother with Listerine. Try to sure.
That's a Simon special.
I can't fucking believe what I'm
Maybe
hearing
you
here.
should just start drinking sparkling.
No, well, I'll get
putting
the
that
best.
on your armpits.
I'll get water and
You know what you said
deodorant.
the last time? Didn't you say Parma Violets?
What?
Is that what you... Oh, you don't know what Parma Violets are?
The little purple sweets.
Is that what you said before?
Yeah.
It's drinking
Oh, yeah,
sparkling
yeah,
water
it
is like
tastes like
eating
them.
Parma Violets.
Yeah, it is. It's that horrible chocolate.
Mate, we need to get you to the dentist and have a look. What's going on with your taste buds and that? It's incredible. So the other thing I
I
want
think you started coming down to London now.
he has
So I'll have avocado
So-
and minks.
avocado.
This might be a
can't
change
focus.
to you, Mark.
It might be. I
It
don't
could
know.
be.
Like, I
It
don't
could
know.
be. You'll
Nah.
be on the kombucha, on the
Yeah.
bao buns.
Yeah.
I like kombucha, to be fair.
I do like kombucha.
It's quite nice.
nice, isn't it?
What's out of that? What?
It's expensive.
Yeah, it is.
It's really expensive.
is.
Aye, it is.
£1.50 a bottle, £2 a bottle.
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Holy shit! He wasn't drinking that before he was on TV, you know. He wasn't.
Vimta.
Vimto and fucking Iron Brew, Crap Pop,
Cherry
Cola, cola.
Do you remember the Pop Man? You still
Oh,
Pop
mate,
Man?
the Pop
Is he
Man.
still, I bet he's still up there, isn't he?
He's not. He won't know what we're talking about here.
Cream soda, dandelion.
Is that like the milkman, but he brings pop?
Pop.
Yeah,
And
I
you
used
used to
bring
return
massive
bottle.
glass bottles.
Yeah.
massive, really thick.
You used to return
glass.
the bottle. And you
get
get like
5 pence.
Yeah,
5 pence. Aye.
the Pop Man.
Wow.
Dandelion and burdock, sarsaparilla,
Yeah.
sarsaparilla.
What else?
What did you say before?
Cream soda.
Cream
You don't
soda.
get cream soda
cream
anymore,
soda
yeah.
is delicious.
I
You
love-
used to do float. Cream soda float.
Mate.
Was it? Lemonade float?
Floats in South Shields. Oh, mega
That's it.
popular. Mega popular. Aye. I make my kids get them with a Diet Coke though.
We used to have the ice cream man. Used to come round.
Ice cream man still going strong.
Used to sell us vodka.
He,
Vodka
No
and
way.
whiskey. £5.
Our guy used to
Preston. Shout out to the Preston
man.
ice cream man. who's
Selling vodka?
Selling vodka to 14-year-old kids.
That is amazing. Our man used to sell tabs.
Yeah,
Cigarettes by
yeah.
by one.
Single.
Aye, a single
For
tabs.
20p.
20 pence a tab. Or you can have a screwball or a Benson and Hedges.
Or both. They're like the perfect
Together.
combination,
Instead
right?
of putting the flake in the top, they put a fucking Regal in the top. I love it. One thing that I did want to ask you about, right? Because we've had loads of fighters on the show, MMA fighters, boxers, and that, right? In the SAS, what style of fighting do you learn?
Like they teach.
Is it
they
like
teach you
close
some-
combat?
Yeah, they teach you. Do you know what? You guys all know from doing it. You need to be doing that stuff every day to be proficient at it. So you would get like a 1 week or a 2 week course.
Really?
Yeah, and there's no tag. Like it's not a specific.
Yeah, so it's not like Krav Maga or something like that.
It's probably a mix of all
Is
that
it?
kind of stuff. You
Yeah.
know, a bit of BJJ, choking people out.
Yeah.
But you get taught it for 2 weeks.
Yeah.
and then
So
you
it's-
kind of left to your own devices to keep it up.
I mean, it's a bit of a stock.
I suppose you're hoping that
I think it's a bit of a box tick.
Yeah.
It's like if you're
Should you never really get that close to anyone?
Yeah.
yeah.
If you're getting
We've
that
got
close
two-
to someone, there's a problem.
We've got 2 weapon systems on us, and we're generally with a big group of people with
Yeah.
other assets in the sky and
Yeah.
whatever. It's like,
Yeah.
if I'm choking someone out, then something's gone wrong.
Yeah. I thought that last night because I was talking to my kids about it again. I love getting them involved with stuff like this. And they were saying, and I was saying, because they're not, if you put a choke on someone, they're not going to fucking tap, are they? Do you know what I mean?
What if,
Then
like
if you put a choke on someone,
imagine.
Oh, there you go. See you later.
Wait, Shaka in that. Dude,
us.
the kids were saying that last night. There's no fucking tapping out if you're getting a choke on someone. But I was thinking about that.
I mean, you're not letting him tap out, really.
No, you're not.
No.
Have you ever had to do that?
Yeah.
No, have you not? Shit, no close combat. Is that mad?
I mean, just doing a good fucking job.
2020.
It is 2020, aye. It is 2020. Like a barber that only doesn't take... My barber only takes cash. And he loses his shit when I go into the barbers with no fucking... I'm probably calling them out, the VAT, man. Yeah. Sorry, but come edit this bit out.
What barber's that?
He actually listens as well, which
Does
is
he?
the bad part, aye. And I'm like,
Right.
mate, it's 2020, you can't just be taking cash anymore.
Yeah. But-
and then he'll complain when I don't have cash. I'm like, mate, no one carries cash.
No one does.
Nah.
No one does.
Nah, it's going to be dead, isn't it?
Ashley's going.
Yeah,
it's
Big
going.
time.
Yeah.
It is going.
Fucking
Like,
Bitcoin.
Yeah, I sold like loads of stuff on Gumtree recently.
Did he?
Yeah, just old stuff
Any
that's
weapons?
lying around.
Any weapons?
You can't know. You've got to go somewhere else. Do that on Gumtree. AK-47.
Is that eBay for that?
Yeah, but I've just got all this cash sat at home. I don't know what to do with it.
What?
Because it takes a lot of time, right, to go down to the bank and deposit it.
Yeah.
Banks are we waited 5 months to get open a bank account the other week. 5 months
Why?
because
Like a business
we
bank account,
We needed to
just
open a
'cause
new
you
They
can't-
have
bank
banks in Newcastle.
You just have a guy walking around collecting money, bags of money, swag.
Mashed
Walking around
potato.
with swag, aye.
Get some mashed potato.
Mate, no one's eating mashed potato. He orders it with his Nando's, man.
Creamy mashed
Oh, the
What is a Nando's?
That's actually quite nice.
Oh, well, you can't go back on yourself when you give it a 4.
But would you ever order it, or would you eat it off someone else's plate if it was there?
I don't know.
Both
I
of
wouldn't
the
order
above for
mash
me.
in a restaurant, I don't think. It's dull.
What if you're at Gordon
Potatoes
Ramsay?
are-
What did you get from Gordon Ramsay's restaurant?
Truffle
I did.
mash.
I did.
You got mash.
I went to Ramsey's. It was
He gives
Hell's-
mash so much
Truffle
shit.
marsh.
I went to it was Hell's Kitchen in Dubai, and they had the. Do you know he does the what the fuck's it called? Beef Wellington.
Yeah.
Beef Wellington, and it had mash
beef
with it.
Wellington.
Truffle mash, beef Wellington's banging. Do you know
Love
what he's
beef.
putting out for Christmas? Turkey Wellington.
Ooh.
And he's got. Do you not think,
Beef.
mate? He's got like cranberry sauce in the fucking. Do you know the bit
Yeah.
before the pastry where they normally put mushrooms? Not that I know much about beef Wellington. But they put cranberry sauce in amongst that thing.
But beef Wellington.
Yeah, but a festive bake.
A what?
A festive bake.
Oh,
Oh, he hasn't had a fucking hell you've never lived.
is that from Greg's?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I've only ever had one.
They're amazing.
What's in it? Is that
Last
like
year.
a merry
Turkey
Christmas?
stuffing and cranberry.
Oh, the works. Turkey
Really?
stuff and cranberry. It probably have a bit of sausage. in
Sage,
there.
is that it?
I don't like sage. Like
what?
Aye, sage. It is sage. I
think-
Well, because the stuffing's got sage in it.
Yeah,
hasn't it?
yeah.
Aye.
I don't
Hey,
know why I know that's in.
Mate, I don't. Jay Morton.
You were like beef, cranberry, sage.
Sage, aye. Sage.
There's no beef in it, is there?
I have no idea.
Who said beef?
You?
Oh, it was him that said beef,
I said
not me.
beef. I
Oh.
said beef.
There might be some sausage in it, but I think it'll be pork sausage.
Mm.
What are you doing next with your life?
What now?
No, like why have you got the
I'm
podcast
sailing
studio
back
for-
out of here.
why have you got the podcast studio for another hour? Or did you even know that?
Doing a racing.
Oh,
Doing a
yeah?
racing. Yeah, I'm going
racing?
on a racing show.
Oh, sick.
Yeah, I'm racing a car next year.
Are you? Is that like a hobby of yours?
It's going to turn
Job
into
from
one,
now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Prague 1. It's called.
How did that whole thing come around?
During lockdown. Weirdly.
You only started in lockdown.
Yeah, yeah. They're launching a supercar next year, and they've got a car out at the minute called an R1, and they've got I think 5 or 6 of these in a championship next year. They're going to do a single car championship, so it'll just be Pragas that race in this event called Britcar. It's 60 minutes around the track, two drivers, and they've got what's called a guest. Like a guest program,
Right.
driver program. So people that have limited or minimal experience.
Yeah. Really?
Yeah. So like I've done some like fast driving and evasive driving stuff when I was serving. Mm-hmm. So I'm competent in a car.
Yeah.
Has this always been like an interest to you, though? Or is it like a recent interest? Like, have you always liked cars growing up?
Yeah. Love cars. They're expensive though.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't pursue it
Yeah. It's an expensive hobby.
if someone wasn't funding it.
Yeah.
Which is great, right? Because
Yeah.
we met up with the guy that's launching Praga in the UK, and he told me all about it, and instantly it was something that appeals to me. Like, who wouldn't want to drive
fast cars?
I mean,
around a track?
I'm not sure if I would like.
That is a very much James Bond-esque type of.
I drove it
fast
for
car.
the first time last week.
What was it like? Did you have a stiffy?
Fast.
Did you have a stiffy?
It's insane.
Honestly, on a petrol.
So it's track only car. So
Right.
it's set up for track. It's 600 kg. It's got 350 brake horsepower. It's a full aero car. So if you think of F1's an aero car. So the faster it drives, the more grip it's got. So this thing, the faster you drive it, the more grip it.
What did you get up
creates.
to?
Speed. It was going around Donington. I don't know, probably 100 and something, 110, 120. Excuse me. So, where was I going with this? Anyway, the car. Oh yeah, driving it. So yeah, like I've driven quite a few cars, road cars around track.
Yeah.
I've driven GT cars around track.
Have you ever drove a tank?
No,
You've never drove a tank? You ever been in a tank?
I think there's specific
You
people
haven't
that
been in
drive.
a tank? Hang on.
I don't want to be in a tank.
Hang on. You've never drove
I was
a tank?
never in that. I was never in the military. That
You know, I used to.
You were never on the ground.
I used to build tanks.
on
No,
the
I was on the
ground
ground.
army. Yeah, but you weren't the ground army, right? You weren't in the army,
I was never in the army.
He was never in
Do
the
you have a
SAS.
book out?
but you were never in a.
Jay Morton's the biggest walt.
well, I'm all.
Turned up with his berry in this rucksack.
But you weren't in the. You weren't in the. I don't even know what these military fucking terms
So you got
are.
mechanised infantry.
Is that what that's called?
Yeah, so they turn up in a tank.
Yeah.
They all jump out the back of the tank and do an attack with the tank in support.
Yes.
So I joined the paras.
Yeah.
So the paras would jump out of a plane.
Yes.
So you can't really jump with the tank.
Yeah.
Land generally behind enemy lines or in hot spots. Create, a buzz of kinetic firepower.
Yeah.
And take land. And then you get the mechanised guys who'd come in behind or take other
That makes sense.
areas. They're like ground troops that would come in vehicles.
Have you ever had your photo taken on a tank? Have you? Because you always see someone with a photo with it. You must have.
They've never really I've never really.
They've never really been in the vicinity of a tank.
I've had when we were in Afghan, we had like Summiteers supporting us on some of the attacks that we did.
I'm also sure that I've seen a tank
And
come out of an aeroplane or a.
yeah,
On fucking
probably-
Fast and Furious, aye.
I think it might have been. No, I think it actually might have been on a movie.
It was
Where,
Fast and Furious when
or
they're going down the runway.
Was it?
Yeah,
you can get them in the back of C-17s. I think.
Is that the big helicopter thing?
Yeah, I don't. You could get smaller tanks, so maybe Summiteers would go in the back of a C-130, which is the big kind of cargo plane you jump out of with the 4 props.
Yeah.
And the C-17's the big cargo thing that's jet powered. Jet powered, yeah. Like it's got like civilian kind of jets.
Do you know, apparently, I don't know how true this is, so don't quote us. Apparently, every British-made tank has a T station in it.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I don't know about T stations. They've got these. I can't remember what they're called. They're like boiling pots. So it'll boil water, so you just got instant hot water.
Yeah.
Wow, that is a random fact.
It is.
Matt, really?
It is. I used to build them back in the
Did
day.
you? Like the little Burko
No, not the T stands. The actual tanks. Yeah.
little tanks.
Yeah. Well, we built the armor for them.
Right.
And then they got like constructed up the top end of the factory. It was
Yeah.
boring.
Yeah.
Not a fun job.
Yeah, tanks are probably quite boring.
Yeah. Well, it's just big pieces
could've-
of metal on the.
Imagine going from a job where you were making tanks and then just talking shit with me. Imagine that. That's a pretty cool transition, isn't it?
It is.
2020.
It's almost like
2020, you
coming
can
out of
do
the
what you
SAS and
want.
then
Yeah.
it's almost like coming out of the SAS and then driving a car for a living. Are you getting paid for it as well?
Not like they're just sponsoring me through.
Sponsoring you. Shit, that will be fucking cool.
Yeah, but the car itself is like I don't know. It's hard to describe.
You know what's weird about cars? Like, I love driving fast, but I fucking hate being a passenger when someone's driving fast. Do you
Yeah,
know
but that's a control thing.
Is that what it is?
Yeah,
It?
it's like the
I
reason why
fucking
you don't
hate
like
it.
being in a plane.
I actually don't like being in a plane. Here's what's
I
mad.
wouldn't say that like.
I don't mind.
I wouldn't
I
say I
don't,
enjoy it. Like I wouldn't volunteer to do it every day.
Yeah. Did you?
I don't mind
when
it.
you were doing your evasive stuff. Did you sometimes have to be the passenger?
Yeah,
Oh fucking hell!
but it's fun, right? There's
Yeah.
no one else around.
Yeah.
You're just driving into someone else in a car. It's like quite fun.
Oh, I
Fishtailing them in J.
still don't think I'd like it. I'd still be trying to press the brakes on my side.
I'd tell you, like when I first started going out on the track, I was training with one of the racers who just won the championship in the car that I'm racing in, Danny, and I'd go out on track and he'd do a spotting lap and show me where to brake, show me where I should be going fast, and he goes out and we'd probably do about 4 laps, he starts off mega slow and he's explaining like where to go, and we'd be out on like an M3 or something, and then obviously he gets faster and faster, and like towards the end, I remember like the first time I went out with him in the M3, and I remember coming back in feeling nauseous. Just
really,
yeah, just can drive the car so well and so.
What speeds do you think he was getting up to then? Was that round the track?
140 maybe on the straights and the M3, yeah, maybe. Because
you don't really know either, do you?
Yeah, and you're not looking at the speed; you're just gauging it off everything else.
Glued.
But I just remember thinking, like, oof, like,
yeah.
It's like, am I a fish out of?
And it's funny what your body does. Your body actually does do that. Like trying to put a kid in a car seat.
Yeah, you start pressing the brake.
It goes like that. It's mad.
Start, like,
that's a G-force as well, pulling you back.
Is it?
Yeah.
Well,
I don't
mate,
know.
this is a terrible comparison. This is a terrible comparison, but when I go to the water park in Dubai, that's exactly what happens to my body when I go on a slide. That's pathetic. I feel like my balls are like half the size of your balls right now.
My balls right now.
I've just said that. I've just said that. When I go on the water park in Dubai, never mind jumping out of planes in the dark. When I go to the water park in Dubai, my fucking body's stiff.
But some of those slides I've not been in a water park for a while, but like the vertical ones.
That's the one I've done.
Which one am I? I think I might have been to that.
One
Is it the Atlantis? And you go. It's like a pyramid, isn't it? Like an Egyptian
and you
thing.
come straight. The leap of faith. Well, funny enough,
savage.
Darren and Alima are there now.
Right.
And I sent Darren a message and said, mate, if you can get Alima on the leap of faith, I'll give you like 500 quid. I'd pay good money to see Paul Alima going down the leap of faith.
Do you not think you would?
I don't know.
Was he scared of heights or something?
No, I just don't think he would do that. Actually, he is a little bit scared of heights, isn't he?
Don't know.
Because you did something with him recently, didn't you?
Yeah.
What was that?
I wasn't with Paul though. I was with Haskell.
Ah, what was that like with him?
Paul was.
Paul was with Ollie,
Paul
right?
was with Ollie. Yeah. And
what did you have to do?
It was a race around the Lake District, and you got different challenges.
Right. So there was you and James Haskell.
Yeah, me and James Haskell
against Ollie Ollerton and Paul Alima.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we won.
Really?
Yeah.
Just get that in there before we start.
They don't show it on the filming.
Was it not heights?
Yeah, we had to do like an abseil in the lakes.
Yeah.
There was a canoe or a kayak there was no oars, so we had these like wooden pieces of wood, and you had to go out and get a key. What else did we have to do? I think that was it,
Is it an advert or a TV show?
Yeah, it's for Giacomo.
So an advert?
Yeah.
So that...
Giacomo?
Yeah.
That's such a crazy...
Make blogs for fat guys.
Big characters.
Yeah.
Is that what it is?
Is that what they say?
Yeah.
My God.
Big personalities.
Yeah.
Wow, that's not bad marketing.
That is very good.
But yeah, it was good. It was I think it came out recently, the video.
I haven't seen it.
Yeah, it's funny.
I've just seen
the day with Haskell.
What was Haskell like? Good crack?
Mate. He's good crack.
Yeah?
He's a good guy. Kept trying to hug me.
He's a big dude, though, isn't he?
Yeah, I was like...
He is a large man, James Haskell.
He's a big
guy.
Man.
He is a big fucking
guy.
Big fucking unit. Did you see that thing where they did with Grenade?
Yeah, the tank.
Did? That was amazing.
Brilliant.
Maybe you should have tried to get an invite so you could get a photo taken on a tank.
I keep commenting on their stories.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, you guys look like soldiers. Which is also a book by Jay Morton. It's a running joke now with Paul O'Leary.
Did you ever get any shit on social media or not?
I don't,
Do you not?
No one gives shit to someone in the SAS.
Oh, well, he's never been in the SAS.
I don't. No,
You don't get any?
No.
It's mad, isn't it? Because you've got quite a lot of followers now, eh?
Yeah. Like, I get some... In fact, what did I get recently? There was one. I can't even remember what it was. Some guy had commented on something, and then I clicked on his Instagram page, and his bio was like...
Wasn't a picture of a dog, was it?
Nah.
I swear.
It was like, you could tell this guy did,
Just did it for a
was
living.
a neg.
Yeah.
Like that's all he went around.
His strapline on his bio was like, yeah, I might not like you.
Oh, fuck.
But
I thought you were going to say only
don't
God
like
can judge
myself.
me or something.
It was.
Your
It was,
favourite one.
it was something like that.
I bet his wife's like a
do you know what it was?
Mummy.
Do you know what it was about Haskell, actually? It was like, I was a really big fan of yours until I seen you on the James Haskell podcast.
Fucking hell, no way. Wow, that is brutal.
And then I clicked on his thing, and it was like, yeah, you might not like me, I might not like you. Or something like that.
Shit, man. Honestly, I'll find a direct correlation between how many people give me shit and how many of them have got a dog as their profile picture. Oh, mate, you wouldn't believe. I get a lot of shit, right? And so much shit.
For what?
I'm just talking about things that, because I'm talking about mental health all the time.
Right.
And
I think it triggers a lot of people.
It triggers a lot. The way that I speak about it's like.
But you speak about it in a good way, though, right?
I'm trying to empower people.
Yeah.
I'm very forward with it, and I'm like, listen, this is. I'm usually saying things like talking's not enough. depression is something that you catch. It's not contagious. Anxiety is not contagious, and some people don't like that because it challenges their beliefs. And some of them that only and again, a lot of the people that I'm talking to are having challenges, and sometimes they're just doing it to make themselves feel better. Do you know what I mean? I'd rather they go after me than go after someone else. Like, I've got big enough fucking balls to deal with that. I'm big enough and ugly enough to deal with all that shit that I get. It's like Smith gets loads of shit.
Yeah.
It comes with the territory when you're a bit of a dick. Like, me and him are both bit like dicks.
Well, you just say it as it is.
Exactly.
It's your opinion, right? Like, you
got
say your
loads
opinion.
He got loads of shit today, James, because he said Piers Morgan had agreed with him, and loads of people gave him shit just because Piers had agreed with James on something, and people started giving James shit about it. Well, Piers was a bell end anyway. It's mad. It's mad, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, when you on Sky
People
News?
get offended by the most.
Mate, it's mad. Were you on Sky News last week?
Yeah.
Yeah, how was that?
All right, yeah.
Was it?
Dialed in from my kitchen.
That's mad.
Yeah.
That's mad. Sky News from your kitchen. And
I
who was that guy that you're with? Because I've heard a lot about him recently.
Nims.
Aye.
Yeah, Nims is. You should get him on this podcast.
Should I?
He's in Turkey, though, so you might not be able to do a face-to-face.
I don't mind.
He's
traveling.
going out to climb.
I've already said we don't mind travelling, mate.
I'll go get me teeth
that. I am not.
You can get your hair done.
I couldn't say they didn't do anything about you spraying deodorant in your mouth.
Or maybe that's why your teeth need fixing.
So who's this guy? He's like a mountaineering guy, isn't he?
Yeah, Nims is a legend.
Is he?
I was on selection with Nims. And,
It's that how you... Right.
Yeah, so he's ex-SBS, but Nims basically climbed all 14 of the 8,000 metre peaks. So there's all the highest peaks in the world above 8,000 metres. So Everest, K2.
Yeah.
There's 14 of them.
Yeah.
And the previous record for climbing all those was like 7 years or something, 7 or 8 years. Nims smashed it in like 6 months and 3 days.
Me.
Yeah.
And is that who you did Everest with?
Nah, like I
didn't
didn't do it with Nims, but on that second Everest summit, Nims came climbing past me. Like we're good mates, so we spent some time on base camp.
Yeah.
But he was, for what he did for mountaineering and for just what is humanly capable.
Yeah.
Last year is phenomenal.
Yeah.
It probably I fear that it that it wouldn't get the recognition that it should do because it is such a massive feat of human performance.
Yeah, well, I don't even... from 7 years to 6 months.
That's quite...
I know what I feel like after doing one Everest summit. It takes me a good 3 months to get back to normal.
Really?
Yeah.
Hell.
Fucking hell.
Yeah.
3 months?
Yeah.
Wait, is it
Wow.
like the knees that hurt the most, or is it just whole body?
It's just everything. Living at altitude is way harder than living at sea level.
Just general.
Yeah, so everything's harder. Your body's not getting as much oxygen. Your digestion's not working as well. You've just not got as much energy. Your body goes into catabolic effects. So it starts, churning your muscle and whatever else for energy. And you're constantly sleep deprived. You don't sleep well. The food that you get, the nutrition's not really that great. And that's that for 6 weeks. And then the higher up you go, the harder it gets.
Shit.
So you take Summit Day, for example. You leave Camp 3, which is at 7,200 metres. You leave that at 5 a.m. You get to Camp 4 that evening at 4. You rest for a little bit. You leave at 8 p.m. You summit for, say, 6 in the morning, 7 in the morning. And then you're on a big slog all the way back down to Camp 2. So it's a good, 40-hour, constantly on your feet at an altitude above 7,000 metres.
Why did you do it?
So,
Why did you do it twice?
I do it 3 times.
You've done it 3 times.
Yeah.
Why?
I'm planning to do it next year again.
Yeah.
I was supposed to do K2 this year, which is the second highest.
Yeah.
It's that challenge, right? It's doing things that are difficult.
And the second time and the third time you do it, are you trying to do it faster?
Now I want to go on Everest again, but climbing Everest is expensive, so I'll look to guide on Everest next year. So I'll look for a private client.
Yeah.
So take one person up there.
Yeah.
And just bespoke to him, just give him everything.
Cool.
And
that's cool. Because I think that I get why you do it once, but then the next time I'm almost like, well, you've already done it.
Yeah.
Like, why would you do it again?
I don't know. Do you know? I kind of missed it. I missed going out. It's simple life.
Yeah.
You live in a tent for 6 weeks.
Yeah.
In the middle of nowhere.
Yeah.
Like the scenery is insane.
Yeah.
And that, like if you look at my life, that's pretty much what I
do. You have a really simple life now?
Probably not.
Yeah. Not at the minute, anyway.
No, quite busy. I try and have like a simple life. Like I don't watch TV, media, and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But I guess work. You've got to generate money somehow. So,
Yeah, exactly.
that involves a lot of energy. But it's nice to just, you have Wi-Fi, but you're not logged onto it all the time. It's, I don't that challenge, doing something that's challenging, and the reward that you get from standing on Everest for the third time.
Yeah,
like that second time I stood on Everest, like I shed a tear at the top.
Really?
Yeah.
Did it feel different the second time?
Yeah, because the first time felt easy. Everything went right. I felt good on summit day. I felt strong.
Yeah.
I was like, this is, I'm not saying that it wasn't hard. It was hard. It was taxing on the body, all that stuff. But in terms of how I felt on the day, it wasn't as bad as the second time. And, we tried summiting on the, so last year, 2019, we tried summiting early. I got really ill.
Yeah.
As in...
Do you mean early as in... Because how, like, altitude, you've got to kind of work your way up.
Yeah, there was so you get summit windows. So basically, right, you get 6 weeks. You give yourself 6 weeks to summit a high altitude mountain. Mm-hmm. So you fly in. Everest takes you 10 days to get to base camp. And then when you get to base camp, you relax for a few days, maybe a week, just let your body recover, get used to the altitude, and then you'll do an acclimatization.
What do you do in that fucking time, though? Like, what does that do? You haven't got your phone and that, have you?
You've got your phone, you still have internet.
Yeah.
Like, just try and stay active, like go out on a short walk every day, eat, but you're recovering, right?
Yeah,
so you just sat there watching movies, playing cards. And then you go on acclimatization phase, which is you climb up to camp 1 overnight, up to camp 2, do 2 nights at camp 2, touch camp 3 on your second night, and then come all the way down. Or stay up there, depends what you want to do.
Yeah.
That will acclimatise you to around 7,200 metres. You can't really acclimatise over that. Yeah. Like Westerners definitely can't.
Yeah.
Maybe if you were born at altitude, Indians, Nepalese that are born in high mountains and the family are and they've got that genetics, maybe they can. Like the Sherpas will climb with no oxygen up to...
It's mad, though.
Yeah, up to like the balcony, which is around 8,400 metres. And then when they summit on summit day, they don't really use much oxygen. But once you've done your acclimatization, then you'll come back, rest, and then you'll get 3 weather Well, you get 1 weather window, generally guaranteed. Sometimes get 2, occasionally get 3. So you've got to then plan when the best time is for your team to summit, in terms of looking at the weather, speaking to the other teams, and finding out when they're going up.
Yeah.
But you've also got a lot of logistics to get up the mountain, which the Sherpas do whilst you're resting and recovering.
Oh, so they go and like do a recce?
So they'll go up, drop loads of oxygen, drop tents, drop some food, so that when you go and climb, everything's in place.
Yeah.
And then you'll climb. But we got an early window, which meant that there was only a few teams, mainly the smaller teams, that had a chance to go and summit. And there was a few of the guys in my group that were feeling quite strong and fit that wanted to try it. So we climbed up to camp 1, and I don't know if you've read the prologue in the book, but that's the incident that happened in the prologue.
Yeah.
With one of the climbers got ill, started coughing blood up, so I stayed with him. And then we got up to camp 2, and we basically got to camp 1. I sorted this climber out, got him into a warm sleeping bag, called for help from camp 2. They came down. We basically had loads of fresh snow, so I ended up leaving camp 1 with no warm kit, basically because I planned to climb all the way to camp 2.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was like midnight, like -20 outside, and I remember leaving camp 1. I was shivering already,
and that drained you.
Yeah, and there's like no one around. That's classic. Like,
you know what I was really intrigued by? You got to a point where you stopped shivering.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
But that's death, right? That's how you die on high altitude mountains.
Because shivering keeps you warm, isn't it?
That's your body's reaction.
Yeah.
Got to camp 2, probably like 3 in the morning.
Would you say that was the closest you felt to dying? I can't believe it. We started off on death and my fucking hell. I tell you what,
we've done a full loop.
I'm good at this. I've seen it in my book about 100 times. I've seen it in Jay's book, and now we're back at it. Is that the closest you've been? Would you say?
Nah. There's probably not really. There's a few. There's probably
really.
Yeah.
So your body stopped shivering on Everest.
That's the closest on a mountain.
Really shit.
Yeah, other than Rockfall.
Yeah,
Rockfall's quite scary.
Yeah,
because you're
in your
don't really know where it's coming.
Yeah.
And then when it lands next to you, and you're just like, "Whoa,
that could hit my head." Yeah.
Nah, that's definitely not the There's been quite a few times. For
When's the time you could tell us about? What's the time you're allowed to tell us about?
I don't know. I remember there was like a load of contacts, and then there was a time a mortar landed where I was stood.
Oh shit!
That was in Afghan, and we got mortared. It was the first time we got mortared, and the first I was out. There's like a little patch of garden. Afghans like to have these little garden things that they're really proud of. Yeah. And I was washing some clothes and hanging it up in this little garden.
Oh, so you weren't even fucking hell.
This is downtime, and
shit.
Someone decided to mortar us.
Fucking hell.
And the first one landed. There's a wall, maybe, I don't know if my memory serves me right, probably where that wall is there. So 5 meters away. Yeah. It landed on the other side, so the wall protected me from the splash.
Holy shit.
But the explosion,
the wall hit you.
The overshock was like enough to like ring my ears, knock me off my feet.
Yeah.
And like I picked myself up, and I could just see everyone like running into the building. So I ran into the building, and you do this thing when you're getting mortared. You basically try and listen out for the mortar firing out of the barrel, and then the mortar landing.
Yeah.
So you can gauge you try and gauge the distance and all this kind of stuff. And the second one we didn't hear the splash of it land, but then obviously third, fourth, like the windows were smashing, and we're all in the basement, and then it finishes, and we give it a little soak period, so 30 minutes before we came out. They obviously got rid of the mortars, and we came out, and where I was hanging the washing out in the garden, the blind mortar, so the one that didn't explode, had landed on the grass.
Fucking hell.
Yeah, and this garden was the
one that you didn't hear.
Yeah, the second round. So the first round, I was hanging the washing out on the grass, which is, no bigger than this table now. Yeah. And the first one landed on the other side of the wall. As I stood up to run and get in, the second one landed on the grass where I was standing, but didn't blow up. Blow up.
What do you do with them?
So you just get an explosion.
Someone comes in?
Someone detonates it.
Fucking hell.
So that was quite close.
Wow.
Yeah. And then there was some times where I've been shot at, and there was one time when we got contacted, and you could see the rounds flying. You
got any bullet wounds?
I've not, no.
Have you not?
No.
No real scars that you can...
No, I've been quite lucky.
Fucking... quite great.
Yeah, just...
Or a fucking great soldier.
Great at his job.
Or they were shit.
That's
probably more likely.
I fucking love that. Jay Morton, mate, it's been a fucking pleasure. What a fucking guy. Jay fucking Morton.
Cheers, guys.
Mate, thank you so much. Thank you, I appreciate it.
Thank you, my mum.
Cheers, man.
Cheers.